And that's got him on.
Does too. Into Dolling. Goes over his head. Into Geordie Newton. Bombs it forward with a big screwy. Tonks has got this one. Tonks has got this one, ladies and gentlemen. And the Rooster Army rises. That's it, boys. It's in the bag. And there you have it. There you have it. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The Roosters have repeated history here at Wirrallah. And it's a come-from-behind victory, ladies and gentlemen, and controversy all day too. So history repeats. 6 years on, Elliston v Streaky Bay, and the cup's going back to Rooster Park.
At Elliston's football, we didn't win a game, I don't think, for about 14 years. Win a game.
Yeah, no, we used to get nothing to get beaten by 30, 40 goals, you know. Half time you're 25 goals down, you know, that's just an average, you know.
And we'll have a bounce inside the first 30 seconds of the 1995 Midwest Grand Final. There's the bounce. Nita Ruckman can get it down out of the centre. Quick kick forward there by Kim Newton towards centre half forward, and Elliston have the mark at centre half forward through Bobby Thompson. Should go long looking for Newton. There's the short pass, a lovely kick. Oh, out on the lead was Newton, unable to take it. Cleverly gets it on the second occasion. Chip into the goal square. That's magnificent play.
Right. A brilliant kick to position into the square. Didn't look to kick the goal, Tony, just put it right in there, and Nicky Paul took a good mark right in front of the umpire. He's going to put him on a bit of an angle, but should kick this from about 3 metres out. Lines it up now, and he's put the first goal on the board for Elliston. And it was very good play from the Elliston. They used the ball well. Newton did drop the mark, but recovered very quickly, and a beautiful kick into the square, Tony.
And you look at their kick into position, absolutely fantastic in that little exchange.
That's dead right. That was well done. Been one of their features all year, the use of the ball, obviously.
But they have been special, haven't they, Rupert?
They've really been special. They stand up top of a real big year without losing the game all year. That doesn't happen very often.
The supporters are very happy.
You always play that bit where we have never been able to amalgamate.
It's not going to happen. Yeah, it's out of the question, and we just know it's just us.
We're very proud of it. Well, I think that's what it is. Yeah, we are.
And even sometimes if you have those years where you're losing and you're not winning, but as long as you're together as a team, you know what I mean, as long as and enjoying it, definitely. And you know you have, it goes like this, and you know, the boys last year with the 50s was so amazing, winning the premiership, and that was just the whole club thing, and you just got to ride out the highs and the lows. I think that's really important,
and that's what Elliston's done, and they've done it well over the last.
Yes. Yeah, and I suppose that's where the passion comes from. I don't know, the drive. You know what it's like to win, and it's amazing, and you know what it's like to lose, and it hurts, you know, because we travel thousands of kilometres
just for a game
of sport, but every time you go somewhere, you know the whole town's behind you, and that's when I first come over in '95 to watch the boys' grand final. I just remember coming from the city and going to this grand final, and there was just red and white everywhere, and the whole town was driving to this grand final. I thought, where are we going? And I think, was it Wirrallah or Woodner? I think it was Woodner.
Woodner, it was.
Woodner, and I'm thinking, what is happening here? And I don't know, there was hundreds, well, probably was over 1,000 people there, and the boys, they've been playing well all year, and they sort of knew they were in the hunt, but they didn't know they were going to win. And then when they did win, yeah, all hell broke loose. But that was my first Elliston experience, really.
Do you know much about the history of the club? Or?
Not a real lot, nah. Just grew up playing for them, and yeah, I don't know. They've won, I think that's their 4th premiership. So yeah,
that's only the 4th in the history of the club.
Yeah, 4th in 50 years. I think 95, 2000, 2012, and now 2018. Yeah, not many.
Yeah, that's pretty
so special when they come around. Yeah.
You know that lady's voice by now, don't you?
Yeah.
Is it a good place to meet ladies?
girlfriend of 5 years.
She hopes not then.
Yeah, nah.
Yeah. What did she think of you going away every weekend?
Yeah, she was pretty over it by the end of the year.
Yeah, I reckon.
Yeah. She came over a bit, but yeah, had to work a lot of weekends, so she couldn't make the trip.
Yeah. Is she from over there? Or?
No, she's from here.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Whose idea was it to fly us all over?
We've been doing it for 3 years now.
Oh, is that right?
Probably Steve Paul, I'd say.
Yep.
Got everybody keen in that.
Yep.
I mean, the juniors of the clubs, you know,
they're good at coming back, you know, when they go away to Adelaide or whatever. Because you look at 2018, most of those kids that come back from Adelaide were all
originals, you know, like original kids, you know, and they wanted to come back and play with their mates. Ones from Lincoln that come up, you know, they're all born and bred here, but work opportunities have taken them away from the town, but doesn't mean to say their heart's not still here.
So that's an important point in respect to that. These guys have got lives in Adelaide and they give up their weekends because it's not just the game of footy, it's the fly in, it's the drive, it's the
It's a big, very big commitment for especially boys that age that have got probably better things to do than be playing football however many kilometres away. It's a pretty big commitment, yeah.
So yeah.
So how many have you been flying over for 3 years?
Tom Rum, Jordan, my brother, Adam. 4 mainly, and then this year we also had an extra Tom O'Flaherty. So
yeah,
5 this year. The past 2 years have been.
Yeah. So the club was fairly serious about success then?
Yeah, especially with the 50th year, they were pretty keen to get all the local guys back and make it a good year.
Yeah, because you've obviously got the talent there.
Yeah, if all the local guys were closer to home, it would.
Yeah, because you won a junior premiership, and that's when you sort of go for the.
Yeah, it was similar sort of core group as what we won the junior premiership with.
When was it?
2009. Yeah, definitely.
And that was obviously a good team.
Yeah, that was a very handy team. Delahaye played, I played, Ross played, Adam played.
Yeah, 2009 I did. Yeah, that was awesome. You know, the Streaky Bay had been winning every year for 10 years and we knocked them off and then beat Wirralur pretty easy in the grand final, which was a bit disappointing. Would have been good to knock West Coast Hawks off at their home ground, but yeah, take it.
And we actually played with Dylan Kelsh, who we played against in this year's grand final. So
that's interesting.
Yeah, that was a bit different.
In fact, he got a little bit of a touch-up a couple of times too.
He did, yeah. There's a couple of good hits on him for sure.
In fact, he gave one to Stevie Paul as well.
Yeah, he wasn't too happy about that. They're good mates as well, yeah.
But you get out in the footy field and it's different?
Yeah, white line fever.
So who are the other blokes who are coming over?
There's Jordan, my brother.
Yep.
Adam Hurrell.
Yep. Who can play?
Yeah, can play. Tom Rumbelow.
Yeah.
And Tom O'Flaherty, who's my brother's mate from school.
Yeah, right.
So yeah.
He was just a mate who wanted to come over and play.
Which would have been a heck of an experience for him.
Yeah, he loved it. Yeah.
Yeah, I reckon. Yeah.
He got dropped for the, I think the finals to play B grade, but he wasn't too fussed about it. He enjoyed going back. So yeah.
He gets to pull on the jumper and enjoy the whole experience, and obviously he'd flow over as well.
Yeah, he couldn't believe that the club wanted to do it, but we struggled that much for players that. You just have to do it, yeah.
Elliston looked pretty set up here. Plays on. And I reckon they've got a sausage roll.
So even for B grade, he was worth taking over.
In fact, I gather it was really sad about Nick and everything. But he actually played a game because he was so
Yeah, that's right, yeah. That's why we couldn't believe it was that he'd passed away, that such a fit and healthy bloke. He played, when we went to Wirralur, I think, It was so short.
Well, you know, we'll in memory of Nick Paul.
Yeah, that's right.
This film.
It can be, for sure.
Incredibly, over the summer, Elliston lost not one but 2 club legends, Nick Paul and J. Bubba Williams, the man who commissioned this film. So this turns out to be in their memory as well as 50 years at the club.
Well, Agars will be first to recover, picks up the ball, swings onto the right foot, looks for the short one, but doesn't make it. Smart again, very, very good play. You'd call that smart play. And the ball goes out to the half forward looking for McFarlane. Picks the ball up cleanly, gets it on to Nicky Paul. Nicky Paul looking out wide. We'll find, yes, he finds Stewart, I imagine it would be.
Yeah, in 2017 I had just a thought, you know, here, and I thought, you know, it's 50 years next year, we should do something. You know, I'm tied up 7 days a week, so I couldn't do anything, but I got talking to another local girl, we'll hold a meeting. So we hold a meeting and 3 people turn up, and I think, oh, great, you know. Anyway, the other lady that was with me, Annie Williams, she said, no, I reckon we should go for it. You know, if we go for it, the others will come on board. You know, if we just start rolling with it, so you get the date organised and we'll get some things go on the go. So, you know, I come home, ring up the association guy that does the roster, and I said, you know, like, we need the program. I said, we need the first home game. Who can you give us? You know, we need that because it's our 50 year. You know, we're going to do it at the beginning of the year because you never know what the year's going to pan out. But the day was absolutely fantastic. We had a win. You know, the Roosters come out with all grades on the field, and the netball and the football, and yeah, they won the footy, which was set the tone for it. And then on the night we had a massive dinner in the hall, and then they auctioned off their Guernseys. They had special Guernseys made up for the day with the premiership team on them. And then they auctioned off the Guernseys, and that made a massive amount of money for the club to kick-start it into the year to start with.
And yeah, it was fantastic, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And the evening was great.
Couldn't believe it, you know, the amount of money that they made. Well, fellas going for thousands of dollars. The Guernsey.
Which is a good result from 3 people getting together.
Yeah, it was, and it's typical of, you know, Elliston, really. You sort of, a couple of people start something rolling and it catches the imagination, everyone drops in and away it goes.
Yeah. You're sort of used to, as a small community, that's how you operate.
It's the only way to do it, pulling together. It's how they built the sports centre.
Yeah.
Isn't it? It's how they've redone the courts.
Built the airstrip.
It's that small community get-together thing.
So just farmers and that came in, and townspeople.
Looks nice and green there.
Yeah.
And he's missed. Oh, let off for the Rooster there. God, there was loose men everywhere. I think Elliston are going to have to man up here, or they might see a little momentum change in the league.
Zone here. They're trying to.
Wise old head there in Benny Harrell kicking it in. Wise young head, I should say.
Yeah.
He's got. He's going to go down the corridor.
Yep, that's where all the numbers are.
Yeah, okay, you notice, sets
there.
himself. She goes. Tommy Rum goes in. Comes out well tackled. Lukey Pryor out to Liam Newton. Liam goes very wide. He's looking for.
But meeting it first is Hainsey. He'll buddy swing back in. Puts it inside out on his right foot. There, flip it on the end.
Tommy Rum will go into the hole. Gets it out. Goes to Ross. And we got the speed machine here, Joey Burgoyne. He hands it over to Brodie Kenny. Brodie looks down wide, beautiful kick, long in offence, and Tonks is under that.
Good effort, Stickers ends up with it though. Chips it out to Scotty Mont. Scotty Mont turn around, he's got players on up the line here, he can go quickly, and he does go quickly to Mark Dowling. Frog, we'll just hold it up here.
Got someone out wide too.
That's,
the hooks are out here.
Yeah, we are.
They're right out here. He's undecided here, will he get around him? Oh no, he's holding the ball every day of the week. Couldn't quite work out what he was doing there. He had men everywhere. Probably had too many options. Anyway, that was a great tackle from Liam.
Got back there.
And Liam Newton. And that was, he's one of our strongest tacklers.
Just couldn't quite see what.
His influence on our football club in last season's game was, I don't know that any other player could match it.
Epitome of the club, really, isn't he?
His commitment, you know, just to get here. But then that didn't stop. He didn't just roll up expecting to, you know, just be another number. Throughout the entire year, I've never seen a player's commitment to the footy, commitment to his body, commitment to his mates and his team. You know, one guy, just so much commitment.
I was only talking to Graham Sampson here the other day, and we're talking about, he said, during the winter he sort of went up and saw the Peninsula team play up at, I think it was up in the Riverland somewhere. And anyway, and he just said then, he says, you know, every game he played in, he was best on the ground. He said, just stood out like, and
This is Liam.
Liam. He said a lot of good players in there, but he said he was just on his own.
And I'm so glad that he was able to hang the medal around his neck, because, you know, you play well in a grand final, you get recognised for that, but he played very well in most games throughout the year.
Probably not a game where he wasn't in the best.
Season. I can't remember a bad game. He was a contributor, and he played EP. He was sore because he plays an inside role.
It's a full season. That's as full a season as you can get.
And he's an inside player. He's
no easy kicks at all.
Being knocked around. He's not getting cheap kicks on the outside. He's getting the inside handballs, the inside shit kicks forward. You know, and it was just a complete season, topped off by a complete contribution to a grand final.
Liam definitely played a very good game. He definitely deserved the best on ground.
What was the routine, the weekly routine for 16 weeks?
Weekly routine was getting here about 6 p.m. on a Friday night, flying to Port Lincoln, getting a hire car, driving an hour and a half up to Elliston, getting there around 9:30, and then playing footy on Saturday, and then flying back mid-afternoon on Sundays.
Some pretty funny car trips up and back. Fridays, you know, dodging roos, the hire company. We're pretty glad that we finished for the year. So
you probably did hit a few.
Yeah, well, last year we hit 3, I think.
Yeah, I hit one on the last trip back. So yeah, and then Sundays are the usual driving back hungover or something from a big night at the club. So.
So you didn't get to see a lot of the girlfriend that particular year, with work as well, I guess, or study?
Yeah, work and study actually.
Work and study.
Yeah, so it's pretty knackered Monday mornings.
You didn't do this on the grand final. Your father flew you over grand final weekend.
Yeah, he did, yeah. I don't know how that came about. I think we wanted to get there a bit earlier so that we could train on the Thursday, but didn't eventuate like that. But yeah, he flew us over for that game, in his plane, which was handy. Yeah, because it's a big trek, that drive and that as well. So yeah.
And you flew into? Can you fly into Elliston? Or?
Yeah, we fly into Elliston. Yeah, we're actually going to fly into Clincher, but they don't have an airport there, so yeah, we couldn't find anywhere to land.
There's one at Woodner.
Yeah, but then we would have had to get picked up. It was just too much of an effort in the end, I think.
Yeah.
Because it's such a big drive, we were pretty keen to not do it. But yeah.
How was the flight?
Yeah, it was all right. He's got it down pat now, so.
In fact, tell me about your dad.
He won the 95 premiership and 2000 premiership.
What happened in 95 and 2000? I think it was a blowout in 2000, but what about 1995?
Nah, 2000 wasn't a blowout. 2000 was very similar to that, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. 95 was a blowout.
He goes short again to Peter Gum. Gum looks short again. Johnson doesn't want it. He gets back in there. Handballs out. Burgoyne fumbles. Picked up beautifully by Humby off the mistake. He goes directly looking for Newton there. And and Newton's taken another one.
The fan club will be out again in a second.
Great mark, Newton. And
Rupert's already riding.
And he goes for the short pass again. Oh, well done. That's terrific football from Newton. And he's found Bobby Thompson about 15 yards out. And I can't believe this from a full forward from that distance. Just excellent team play. It's really good to see.
And I'll tell you what, he'd be going fairly close to the team man of the match.
Well,
I've just written down next to him team man with big asterisks because he's been fantastic.
Bobby Thompson now lines up. And he's put another one through.
We'd only sort of just a couple of years before got a new coach in, Ian Wilmot, and because I remember we were nearly buggered like as our club goes, because I was coaching the year before, 1993, and we were really we were getting flogged by 40 goals every game. And
mind you, the parties were good, weren't they?
Yeah.
Didn't matter what you got beaten by, you had really good parties.
It was Kay's brother Kenny sort of got organised to get this Ian Wilmot from Woodner as a coach, and so he and so we had a big club meeting and with the football and the netball, down at the footy club, and so they got, and so Kay's brother Kenny got a few, employed a few people, like he had him working on his farm, and
there's Sean Humby, Tom Phelps.
Yeah, well, that was, I had everything to do with bringing him to the club. The only reason he came was to manage my farm. And he bought Steph, obviously, and she was just as important in the netball as Tom was in the football. So, yeah, but it wasn't only Tom, it was going to 95, it was Sean Humby and Cowboy, and also the divers, Womby, Darren Hazelgrove, and yeah, I think I had 5 players playing in the A grade working for me, so.
Amongst one another. Kick up into the forward line. Tomney leads in the race.
Did it well.
Clever knock back. Finds Hazelgrove. Wanted to pass it off. Now he's forced to have a shot on goal. He's got it. That's a magnificent goal, Hazelgrove. And yet Rupert's already writing down. I won't distract you from your writing task there. That was a terrific goal, wasn't it, Ian?
He settled himself beautifully. Saw the player coming at him. Waited. Got around him and just popped it through on his left foot. It was on the right side of the goal. For a left footer, and did it very, very nicely. He's been a great asset since he's come on.
Cost me a house, a shed, all the infrastructure, a tractor.
And worth every bit.
Well, in actual fact, I did it so my kids could play footy in Elliston, but my kids didn't play in 95, they were too young, so.
I know, but that's why that was a
Seal.
huge
Oh, good mark. He's going to have to get rid of it, he's in trouble. Allen looks for someone, back to Seal. Seal goes long. Looking for Heinges. Heinges having a wrestle. Not much in it, they're all grabbing
Brody
each other
Kenny,
there.
fantastic.
Brody Kenny and Heinges. Heinges comes away with it, still being hung on to.
Oh!
Gets rid of it, gets the kick away.
You've got to go in, young fella, because
Dupree gets it
oh,
over.
they're out here, they're out
They're
here.
going to have to run. No, he's probably gone the wrong option. Probably needed to go Mitchell.
They're out there.
But it comes out wide now. And who's that? Baskin.
Roscoe Baskin.
Oh, that is a great mark.
Skills.
Back, Fred. Just lock it up if you can, Fred. Hold it in, Fred.
Hold it in there.
Well done, Brody, Max and Ashton. Great work. Well done. Well done.
But certainly the club learnt how to win premierships and
Yeah.
went on and won a few more after that.
It did. Yeah, no, it was you better do your homework, is what it amounts to. If you're going to win a grand final, you better do your homework. There's no way around. You better pay your dues and do your homework, or you're not going to win.
A bit like making furniture, really. It's in your prep.
It's all in the prep. It absolutely all is all in the prep, and it doesn't start in May. It does not start in May. It starts years before that. And if you can build to a grand final, which was 95, same as last year, they built for 3 years.
That's all.
To win a grand final, and realistically, our netball built for 3 years to win that grand final too. So.
Well, because you had the job for 3 years, is that right?
Yeah, yep. And in that time, talking about 95, Tom said, well, I want to go home and, you know, play footy down there, because where I come from. I said, Tom, you want to go home, you work down there. It's just how it is. You don't have a job here and work and play somewhere else. And realistically, you know, I see people with jobs and they hire anybody for that job, where they could hire somebody that could help your town, your football, your community, and I see that in every part of my town. This is my town. We've lived here 120, 30 years. More, probably. So
actually, just quickly, the Baskins.
1876 is someone buried at Terry Station. That was, they must have owned it before that, and he was run over by a wagon, so 76, so 75, so it's a long time that we've been here.
That's what I was going to ask, yeah.
Since then anyway, and I don't know really.
And you're not going anywhere?
Well, our family's spread out everywhere, obviously, but we still have the family farm, which is over 120 years that we've owned it. And we're still, I had three kids playing today, and a son-in-law, and it's a good day.
It is a good
when
day.
When your kids, when you watch.
It's not about winning. It's about survival, isn't it?
No, it's about participating, and part of that surviving.
Yeah. Well, for everything that a club is to a community.
About a community surviving at the moment.
Well, yeah.
Realistically.
Yeah, because what would Elliston without a football netball club would be obviously
I think
a lesser of a thing.
Yeah, it's a major part of a town. It brings it. It's the only time we get to see our community together, other than a death, you know, which has happened recently. But better to be at the footy.
Yeah, much better to be at the footy.
So yeah, for me, the footy part of it is, you know, if you haven't got a footy team, then where do you take your kids to play footy or netball? Where do you go?
And in fact,
if you want to really examine the town, your life, the sport, what it does, it's well, if you haven't got a footy side, what then holds your town together? What is it? A death, a marriage, but there's no glue for the district without it.
That's right.
And then you've got people playing at perhaps Streaky or Woodner or Port Lincoln, and you know, realistically we would probably go to Lincoln. Well then, where's your community then? We can't all live in Lincoln or Adelaide.
That's right. How many people do live in Elliston?
It's only about 300.
Yeah. It's probably always been about that.
Years ago there were many more farms.
True too.
Nowadays there's a lot more people that live in town and they probably don't play sport as much.
And actually I was going to say also with the netball winning in '94, I gather it's been a bit of a thing that maybe like this year as well, that when the football hasn't been doing so good,
yeah,
the netball's done pretty well.
Yeah, it has. That has been a thing, I agree with that. But it wasn't always that way. Like prior to me coaching, and I'm not saying I caused it, I'm not saying that at all, but it was a culmination of, you know, being beaten for a year. I mean, I don't even know when we started, when I was about 14, I think, so 67 or 8. So it makes you, well really, I think 92 was really the year that there was a litmus test on me of whether the team folds or whether it doesn't. And what can I do? Well,
because I gather there was some talk about it.
No, absolutely, it was more than talk. It was, if I had not have hired Tom and hired Cowboy and hired Sean Humby and Steph obviously, but she came with Tom, we would have folded. We would have folded. Without Wilmot coaching, we would have folded.
Yeah. Whose idea was Wilmot?
I don't know, but I do know that he wasn't coming unless Tom came, because I had multiple phone calls from Ian or Willie. Is Tom coming? Well, I've ordered a house, Willie. No, don't tell me whether you've ordered a house. Is he there? And Willie didn't agree to coach until Tom was here working.
That's interesting,
yeah. So
because he was here to win.
He was here to win, yeah. He was here to win.
Which is a good attitude to have.
I got no problem with that. But the reality is he wasn't coming if Tom wasn't playing. He needed a general.
And of course Tom Phelps absolutely delivered as well.
He is a general. Tom, I admire him without any hesitation. He is a general. It's his most important personality trait in my book.
Yeah. Well, of course, Ross Bascom's not a bad general either.
He doesn't have at the moment, because he's 24 or 5, he doesn't have the
gravity, or?
No, he just doesn't have Tom's 6'3" and was already 28, 29 when he was here, so you got a 5-year difference in growing. Yeah, Ross is very good at football.
But you're talking about that.
Yeah, he's on field. He's on-field leader. No one tries harder than him.
It would help if he was another foot taller.
Yeah, a different position. You just play a different position when you're taller. When you're smaller, you get the ball. When you're bigger, you stop someone getting the ball or kick a goal. But You need everyone in footy.
Yeah, you were at last year's grand final?
Of course, yeah. Yeah, I did not expect we would win it. No. I did not expect it. I thought if we had an honourable loss, it would be a marvellous outcome.
Yeah.
Couldn't believe that we won it. Yeah, it was a very emotional day.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Actually?
Yeah.
It was.
But I guess they certainly came out with the right attitude. And
yeah, they all thought they could win. I didn't, but they did.
Yeah, well, they came out and that first quarter was terrific, of course.
Yeah, it was.
The second quarter was pretty lousy, but...
Yep, you can't play them all like that. But anyway, yeah, you can't do it.
What was it like playing for Elliston while you were...
I was playing when we won our first game, ever.
What year was that?
1971.
Wow.
Yeah.
Which would have been a big night.
Oh, every night was a big night, win or lose.
Yeah.
I was 18, so...
I've heard.
We had just as much fun losing as winning. But
Yeah.
And partying was a big part of playing footy for me.
Yeah.
But anyway, we tried as hard as we could too. I wasn't as good as Ross, but I still tried as hard as I could.
It's a big
change around.
Big change around. It's a big mental turnaround to learn how to win.
Yeah, that's right. We were lucky we got Ian Wilmot come, down from Woodney kind of cut or whatever, and changed it around. He was a real good coach, one of the best coaches I've ever seen. And just to be able to change that around, and teach us how to win, like we picked up a few good players and that too, but...
Paul Dunnett gets it now. He's taken off the footy. Whistle on play. Advantage is paid, and Elliston just burst through the centre again, up towards the half forwards. At the back, ball into his arms. He's played on now quickly as this Humby again. He wouldn't kick it from there.
There she goes.
See, Humby in those games, Sean Humby would get 40, 45 possessions a game. I reckon one game, he got 50 possessions. So there was some talent in the side, there's no doubt about that.
And again, tackle, but gets rid of it. Thompson handballs the ball into the middle, into Sean Humby. Humby looking at centre half forward and looking for Kelly. Kelly takes a great mark. Only a small lad, but it was a terrific mark from Kelly.
I reckon that team winning average was about 12 goals a game, undefeated through the year. From a turnaround of, before that, lost the preliminary final, I think it was. And then before that, nowhere near winning finals, so good effort.
We won all year and pretty well expected to win, but mind you, Wirrallah came, 95 was it, Woodner, and we were playing Wirrallah.
But it's another point to Elliston, and they're doing all the attacking, Tony. They look the better side at this stage.
Certainly do. Kelch kicks in wide to the outer side of the ground. Had a player on his own. The kick had too much carry on it. Leading at the back of the pack is Kim Newton. He picks it up now. Goes one way, then the other. Wheels around onto the right boot. The drop punt in towards Sean Humby as metres to the clear there of Peter Gowan. He takes the mark. Onto the right boot. The short pass to the lead of Newton is perfect. And Johnny Newton takes the mark.
Sean definitely wasn't going to have a shot for goal.
No, I think he might have lost a bit of confidence in his goal kicking, but this bloke can kick him from anywhere. John Newton has 3 already. I was just checking because I've missed the first goal kicker.
Comney.
Sorry?
Comney.
Comney it was, thank you very much. Yes. Oh, I've missed it. John Newton. I was eating that dipstick that you brought me back. It was very nice, actually. And he comes now. John Newton. Low trajectory drop punt. That looks pretty good. He's dodged it. He's a beautiful John Newton. He's put his forward. And Elliston are blowing this grand final right apart. And I tell you what, they just keep this intensity up and the hard work rate on the ball, Rupert, and they'll be taking the premiership with them.
Yeah, I think so. They really started off well again since half-time. And Johnny Newton doesn't miss too many from anywhere when he's that close to range.
Well, I don't think he's missed one at all today. I think he's had the 4 shots and the other one fell short. So I think it's looking pretty ominous for the Wirrallah Footy Club at the moment.
I remember they were singing like the song the whole day. Every goal, I reckon they just started singing the club song.
Carol
I was only a young fella, so that's all I could remember from it. We were behind the goals, he would kick a goal and then the Rooster song after every goal.
And I reckon there's a comment from one of the commentators that was on the radio. Here goes the song again, Carol Coop.
Straight through after every goal.
I'll tell you what, I can get sick of this song by the end of the day. Oh, this must be about the 20th time I've heard it today. Anyway, they're enjoying themselves. That's what going to the footy's all about.
Barrett's going to get the kick now. Yes, he's given the ball back. Barrett's about to put the ball forward. Goes for a short pass. Kicks into Kim Newton. It's not far enough, lad. And it's taken out of bounds.
That's one of the funniest things I've ever seen. Kim Newton smothered the ball. He's standing on the mark. He was 1.5 metres away. Then he tried to claim the mark.
It wasn't quite long enough.
By 11 goal or something, 21 to 11, something like that.
Humby bursts through, tries to get the handball onto Mark Kenny. He's beaten for it on this occasion by Craig Johnson. Little handball comes out. Here's a go for Baldock on the left foot. Quickly delivers towards the big man Kelch. But again, as you said, mobility might be a problem. And Graham Smart has taken the mark in the last line of defence. Smart favours the outer side with the kick. He had a player on his own and taking a good mark there as Craig McFarlane quickly goes on with it. Kick up towards half forward in the van, and a good mark in front has been taken by Hutchinson. Plays on quickly from inside 50. Newton should shepherd this through. He doesn't. It's another one.
Well played.
Beautiful goal there.
All started from McFarlane. That great mark out there, used his pace, and it was a beautiful, beautiful delivery there. And Elliston, again, the use of the ball there was very, very good. Yep. One end of the ground to the other.
Great goal from Hutchinson. He just ran inside that 50 and he had the had the confidence to bam it through, and that is 2 goals straight. 12 Elliston lead Wirral yet to score on the Woolworths Sport Lincoln scoreboard.
And we pretty well just stayed just in front all game and just crept out by a couple goals every quarter. It's just pretty standard the whole way through. You know, you could kind of read it as it went. No real curveballs.
Just plays on quickly, looking for Greg. Oh, Tuna couldn't hold the mark. The Wirral player picks it up quickly. Johnson looking out again there, but can't find the player. And Elliston chips in the player in Steve Agars. Agars brings it back out. Williams up high. Oh, good mark there. That was an excellent mark. Was prepared to get in front and took a very good mark. Kane Williams looks forward. Humby. Oh, and Humby takes a grab. Plays on quick. No, he doesn't handle, but plays on. Kicks the ball forward, but oh, terrible. Whoa, Wirral, it was a terrible kick. Wirral Newchurch now gets his body over the ball. Should have picked it up though. Handball out from Elliston to Hurrell. Hurrell on the left. Oh, goal of the day. That's the nominator there. Goal of the day from Hurrell.
Oh, the Woodman News Agency.
Fantastic
that
kick.
is a beauty.
And but Wirral has still done pretty well really, because we probably, you know, we had a pretty good side, and we've been building up to that 95 flag for a couple of years.
Looks forward, he's tackled it, gets his kick in time. And the Wirral player's called out. Handball over to Burgoyne. Burgoyne on the left foot, looking up at centre half forward. Jace, oh, great mark! Great mark there.
That was a good mark.
Yeah, to one-hander, it was a terrific mark.
Well, you're going to get busy writing them down for the mark of the match, thanks to Gary Owen Flowers and Fine Food, and also the goal of the match, thanks to the Wood News Agency in Harvey.
Joe Smith lines up and puts it straight through the middle. And that was a very nice, good mark and a good finish off. It's good to take a great mark, but you've got to finish it off with the goal.
Yeah, they did a good job, Wirral. Yeah.
They're another community that's so small.
We always said we were like they were. We used to always say, Elliston community and the Wirral mob, that, you know, they had a heap of, you know, vacant, you know, thousands of acres with nothing on it, and then they had the town and so on, their district, and we were the same down to Elliston. We had the bloody sea out there, and
So you got similar.
Similar, yeah.
Issues about size and.
And when we first joined in with the club. Yeah, when Midwest started, Wirral, that's when we first started playing Wirral. Well, they used to come down to Elliston and stay the whole weekend, Sunday, come up and play golf and so on. Then we'd go up there and do the same sort of thing, return it. And,
make a weekend of it?
Yeah, make a weekend of it, just get to know them a bit more, and we all did. Then we had the same interests and all that sort of stuff.
So yeah, battle on the field.
Battle, yeah.
He's going to be on. I'll watch the footy, you watch the ball. There's the kick up forward, and the kicker's going towards Kelch, but the umpires whistled it off, and they have to, because this has got pretty ugly out there now. As they really did throw themselves into the 1,000,000 miles an hour.
I don't know if we made. No, we didn't make the grand final the year before, but we were up there, we were still playing pretty good footy, and yeah, so pretty well expected to win and pretty well played how we expected. It was perfect weather. There was no, you know, everything went well.
Elliston had a wonderful side in '95. They went through undefeated and really I didn't think anyone was going to beat them really that year.
Because you played against them that year?
We did. We played against them in the second semi. We actually finished second that year. And yeah, we got within 5 goals. We led them at half time in the second semi, but yeah, look, they just had the guns and they came out blazing. And by the time the grand final came around, they had the support of the whole town and pretty much the league as well. I mean, we were hadn't won for a while either, but that grand final is still the highest attended grand final in Midwest history. So yeah.
I remember when they won it, the guys there had the flags and they shimmied up the goalposts, dropped the flags on top of the goalposts.
When your football club and your netball club start winning, it's you know, you feel the vibe in the community. It sort of lifts everyone. Everyone's gets right around it. You know, not that we've ever struggled with supporters, but you just feel that whole thing just sort of lift up, and that was exciting times.
Again, he's been amazing. Tomney knocks the ball forward. Craig Stewart, Shepherd's well. Tomney on his own, clear. Looks on the left foot, looking for Newton. Oh, he can't quite hold the mark. Recovers quickly. On over the shoulder, and he's fantastic goal over the shoulder. Waited for the player to swing him around, threw it onto the boot, and through she went. Great goal. That's going to be in line for the goal of the day, which is the Woodner News Agency and Hardware. There's given you something there to think about. The 2 goals that have been kicked today, the left footer up here, and that one.
A lot of excitement that day, and Elliston, they celebrated for weeks. I think they just kept on going.
Because first
ever. Good. First since joining Lee Hunt anyway. They joined in 1968, I think it was.
Because you went down to Kapini, didn't you?
Yeah, I went to Kapini when
before the club started.
Oh, okay. So
yeah,
because
when I first
yeah, there was no football.
There was no football in Elliston. That's why
that's why they started in '68.
Yeah, and I came home from college, and in 1960. Yeah. It was the year I was at college, and 61 was my first year at Great Flinders. Yeah.
I played a lot of footy with association footy with Paul.
He started off playing Mortlach for Great Flinders?
Yes, he did. Yes, that's right.
So you would have played against him probably a few times?
Yeah, I played against him and with him.
Yeah. What was he like to play against?
Yeah, he was pretty hard. Head down. I don't know how the hell because he wears glasses and as thick as the bottom of a beer bowl. And you can't see a thing without them.
Always with the glasses.
Yeah. Blind as a bat, but he played hard.
For a guy in glasses?
Yeah, no, Coke bottles. Yeah.
And apparently he was famously known for emerging from packs with the glasses hanging off the back of his
or
head.
he'd be on the ground scratching around trying to find them. The ball would be anywhere, but he'd be scratching around on the ground trying to find them. But he had a technique of tackling that I haven't seen anyone do better.
What was that?
Somehow he would grab them and put his leg out and like do a trip tackle. He was good at it. Like he didn't have his leg on the ground, it would be just a counterbalance. And it was a marvellous
almost
way
a
to
judo
tackle.
throw sort of thing, yeah.
It was he took some big guys down and hard with that tackle. It's something we should have probably trained our players to do.
Yeah.
I used to have people come up and say, "Can you talk to my son? He's wearing glasses, but he won't play football." So Paul will have a chat. Oh, you wear glasses all the time.
And that would have been glass lenses then?
Yeah, and you know what, today, only probably 12 months or 18 months ago, wasn't it? I had the lens put in my eyes.
Cataracts, he had cataracts done. And
had cataracts and...
Now he can see, which he couldn't when
really, you know, with my glasses off I can see as well as what I can, except for reading, that I just need that little bit extra now.
But you had special ones.
Yeah, and I say to people, bloody hell, I'd love to have, you know, my eyes, how much better instead of having to wear glasses, because if you want to look for the ball, you've got to turn your head, and if it's around there, you just got to guess it's around there somewhere. If you get far enough around, but with your ordinary eye, will, you know, look around to follow it a lot quicker and all that.
You have ones that were, what, they gridiron glasses or something, you soak them in water.
Yeah, the lens.
You'd soak them in water, but it make the frames more flexible too. With a band around the back of his head, looked like it was about to kill someone.
When you got a showery day, oh bloody, you'd be guessing where the bloody ball. You see about 4 ball coming down, you know, just with the water drops and rain on your glasses, and yeah.
And particularly Elliston's are wet.
Yeah.
It was pretty damp, yeah.
Tried contact lenses when you played at Kapini. And then lost them, and they all had to stop the game. Crawl around the ground. No, couldn't find it. Get back into gear.
No. I don't know how the hell he done it, but he did it. He wasn't a bloke that shirked the issue either.
No, well, apparently he was famously known for his glasses coming out of the pack with the glasses hanging off the back of his head.
Yeah, head down and into it he was.
Certainly he was good for Elliston, but...
Yeah.
In '67, we had a meeting of the, it was a group, it was Peter Penner, myself, John Rumbelow, Bruce Rumbelow and Graham Sylvie. There was 5 of us, you know, we're like you're in the pub and you talk about doing this and why don't we do that and so on. And we said, well, why don't we form our own team? Because at that time, in '67, there was 17 people from Elliston going to Kapini, playing A and B grade.
Yeah. And there were people going to Lock, people going to Cotton.
Yeah, there was 4 going to Warramboo, and people going to Lock, and so on. And I think a few were going up to Streaky Bay way too.
The first meeting I come to was down at the RSL hall where the kindy is now, and they just asked everyone then to come along and see whether they were going to. And at that stage, I think I was 29 or 30, and I said, yeah, I think you better cut because I'm being too slow. But they were looking for numbers more than anything else. So then I think I played then for about 2 or 3 years after that. So, yeah, it was a big thing for Elliston because, as I said before, I played in the Here I Am Here on that one there, and I was only 12 then, and I played in that because Elliston had their own association here one time. Like there was Elliston and Mount Wedge and Colden, and then Port Kenny. We played in there when I come home from school in '53. I don't know just when it really closed up, but anyway, it closed up because they just couldn't get the numbers. It was after the war, and they just couldn't get the numbers of younger people to play, terrible older people, and so therefore they closed. And I was one of the ones that Paul just said that I went up to Streaky Bay way, and we played up there to 4 years or something up there, and then come down to here. Then I went down to Kapini after that for another 2 years, and came back, and then that's when I reckon be another couple of years in, then they decided they'd have a football game here, which I was very proud that they did, because it was boredom when there was no footy here, like, so we went fishing and all those sort of things, but yeah, getting away from the footy, but yeah, but there was a lot more people about than there is now. But of course nowadays, I suppose you can travel a long way in a car to what do you call them, to travel to a footy. But from here, I used to go 150 mile to a club game because we had to go 70 mile or 80 mile to get to Cowca, and that was our home ground. But may I tell you, there was no training in them days. We just run and played. But our furthest one was Caraway, way up the top end. But fortunately, there was 8 teams, and we only had to play one another once a year. So we only had to go up there once, and then next year you didn't. But yeah, a hell of a long way to go. Yeah, they didn't have nothing here, like on the Sable here. They used to change over here in a pig shed. There was a big shed, and of course that was only low. You dive in, pull your shorts on, and then I brought the ball in after. But yeah, but they were green and gold here years ago. I know Paul Keane said, and he's right, what he said about up there at Port Kenny. They were green and gold, but so were these fellas green and gold. But they all had different sort of Guernseys on. See, the old man's got a different one to that bloke. And so is that bloke. But, you know...
but Elliston were green and gold.
Yeah, they were then days. But that was before Elliston had association. Someone would ring up and they'd say, have you got a side today? Like down at, we'll say Sheringa, and they'd have a side. Or they'd ring up someone at Lock, and then they'd go out there. They never had no competition or anything. And this one here, that particular bloke there, he was a policeman here, and if you'd done anything really wrong, he would say that you can't play next week. But there mightn't be football next week, see? And yeah, so yeah, but it was Rafferty rules, but they did play footy then days, yeah. I don't know just what year that would have been when they did play, but yeah. I started in 1952. 50, I mean to say,
and
I was about 12.
Juniors then, so you were playing with the blokes.
I never ever played B grade in my life. There was no Colts and no B grade, and play A grade. And when I played association footy, I still got the A grade, so I was pretty lucky, I suppose. But towards the finish, really, honestly, I was only a B grade player then because I was too bloody slow. Crikey.
He's getting better as he gets older.
Yeah, I can kick a football a long way. Yeah, I know. I'm like a piece of wood going down the river. I'm getting better as I get down. But yeah,
like a good wine.
So as a 12-year-old playing against the blokes, and of course it was fairly willing then.
Well, you can't come. You can't. Yes, they did, but you can't. You can't even imagine the type of football was played then to what it is today. It was miles too slow. Today, you wouldn't even be C-grade players today compared to what it is today. Like, you know,
it was like kick to kick.
Yeah, well, we did. Like Hutch said, we'd get a kick, and if we took a mark, well, you held it out like that for everyone to see, and you go back 10 yards, or you'd hold it for quite a while, and then you'd kick it off again. And
And of course, when Elliston started, we pulled a few from Port Kenny, Streaky, and that sort of thing our way, and that helped us, you know, as players. But that's what sort of got us going. And so then they said, well, so we said, all right, rightio, we'll call go for it and call a general meeting and see what sort of attendance we get. Well, we got a heap there at that meeting, and then they decided, right, because at the first meeting we had, like Peter Penham was doing a fair bit of the organising, and then Bruce Rumbelow, he was in the hotel at the time, and he was sort of reporting all on the, you know, doing the writing part, the secretarial part sort of thing, and he had applied then to Lee Hunt and so on to see whether we could join them, and that seemed to be the only way. We thought it could have gone Great Flinders, but they were a fair bit strong. That league was pretty strong at the time, and so we thought, oh, we'd go try Lee Hunt. And
then you had to take the netball with you, so you had to apply for
we wanted
netball at the same time.
Football and netball. We wanted
basketball then, but it was netball.
As a community. And so...
Which is the beauty of sport, if you can all go as a family.
The Hines boys up at Woodner, they got together a bit, you know, or they sort of, when they approached us, they were pretty keen for us to come up there too, because they could see some of the other teams were weakening off a bit, and anyway, they said, well, Tom Hines and Pat said, well, afterwards, I said, well, hang on, there's 2,000 people out there, why don't we get them up here? And that was what it was.
Of course, they didn't like the dirt road between us, but...
we had dirt road, but well, we were doing the travelling because we had to have to travel, you know, every second week or whatever it was.
And it's just finished bitumen irons in it now.
Yeah, I tell you what, people...
Spoiled the trip, really.
Yeah, well, apparently the bushy spot's gone.
Yeah, you got it.
It'll never be the same.
It's funny like
the
that.
amount of bushies that used to, every time we went to Elliston, there always be a bushy on the way home.
Over the journey, there's been some good entertaining trips going down to Elliston with bushies and, you know, coming on the way home. Nobody objects to going down there because it is good fun. You know, they're good hosts and, you know, it's good to play down there, and then the trips home have been quite memorable. Prior to that, they've had a history where they've played in various competitions. They played in the Midwest Football Association down there for a lot of years, and that started and stopped over about 3 different sort of goes at running their league. So
Elliston was maroon and white.
What about the
Colton,
and
then Colton was black and white. Port Kenny were yellow and gold, but there was only 3 teams. Gold and green, sorry.
What about Mount Weed?
No, they were Mount Wedge Colton.
Oh, Mount Wedge Colton, yeah.
Yeah, that's Mount Wedge Colton, yeah. Yeah, I played against most of these fellas here that you got there. There'd be some there I didn't know. Wait a minute, I'll read them. Yeah, Robinsons, Bernie Fitz, yeah. Arthur Thompson, yeah. Dan Kenny, yes, I stood him here and also up at Streaky Bay. Jack Bascom, I stood him, and he never got a goal until nearly 3/4 time, and he said, if bloody kids come home from school can beat me, he said, well, that's the end of the footy. He took off up at Colton there and went down the other end of the oval and changed and never played again. Yeah, no, that's true. That's Jack Bascom. Paddy was a school teacher. Doug Holwell, yeah, he played footy. That's where Len Newton and the other boys, Newton boys, Roy Robbie, yeah, Oscar Tree, well, he's gone now. Masco and Tom, oh yeah, right. Bill Scott, yeah, some of the Kenny boys. She married the Kennys, and they got a few boys playing today. Vic Hole, yeah, well, he's gone, but his family never ever played after him. Yeah, and Peter Penner, he played, and Gil Penner, and Brian Colbert, no, Dennis Colbert you got there. And Brian, I think he played for Port Kenny, I think. Oh, no, that might be wrong. He might have been played for Colton, but anyway, yeah. That's about all those there that I played against there. Was to play here. We never ever played out at the Wedge in my time, but they played up there at Colton, just more or less on a green oval there, or a paddock, that was. And then I was saying to Hutch here tonight, we played up at Port Kenny. That would probably be the roughest ground I've ever played on my life. It had all little...
he wore long sleeves. I was asking him why.
Yeah, well, see,
he reckons the ground was too rough, so he wore long sleeves.
Yeah. But it was rabbit holes, and then there's little stumps about that size, and then on the other side, it's still there today, there's a little weeny stony hill like that there, so you had to go around that or go over it, one of the two. And on the other side, by the Mallee side, which is close to the roadside, it was only about that thick between there, and that's all the dirt you had, and we used to have aluminium sprigs them days, and if they were new ones, you'd go down, by hell, that used to hurt your feet. Yeah, so it was a funny old oval, that one. That was probably the worst one ever, but there was no change. There was no change things here. There was only mallee trees here where we're sitting now, and you'd go behind the mallee tree. Same up there, and there was nothing at Colton at all. You had to change in the car there. But it was a funny
Where'd you have a shower?
Oh, no, we didn't ever have one. No, we never. But if you won, you wouldn't even change. You'd go into the dance with all your togs still on, or you might have your shoes off. But if you lost, by geez, you found your shirt and that pretty quick. But yeah, I think it's a lot different now. But I've seen more Sue.
A little bit different.
It was, what do you call them, a lot better then, because for the simple reason that we all played as a family. Like, you know, you brought your kids around, and if you was playing footy, someone else would be looking after your kids. You wouldn't even allocate it. But if they'd done something wrong, you give them a whack over there. Now, if you do that today, John Law would grab you straight away, wouldn't they? But yeah, it's a lot of difference. I do admit that the game is a hell of a lot faster than what we were, but the things have all changed. But yeah, and they got all modern things like we got here, and everywhere now hasn't got one. Well, you haven't got a footy club.
Colton seemed to be playing in a bit of a, it was barely flat, really.
That's all it was.
It was more of a sort
But
of...
it was a very good oval, except for those bloody nut glasses to go that long. And later, towards the finals and end of August, it was that long, and you couldn't run through it because if you had to lift your foot up like an emu, or otherwise, if you drug your foot long, well, you'd go over. But it was a lovely oval. Really, it was probably one of the best natural oval. If you had an inch of rain now, you could play there straight away. It sort of soaked away. I can remember this oval out here had 3 different ways that they've changed it 3 different ways. It used to be way down there to here, and then from the hospital across that way, and now they got it straight up this way here again. So, yeah.
Because you did mention it in your interview. So if you just jump the fence there and I'm going to go there, and I'll
jump. He said jump.
Jump the fence.
Hey,
you're only 80, Frank.
To get over the fence without that crap. Yeah, dear.
Yeah. Now, if you can step back about 10 paces for us, mate. That's it, just that spot there.
Yeah.
And sorry, what was where?
Well, it was, I don't know, that'd be south, I suppose, from south to north, and then it was from east to west, and now it's, what, I don't know, going the other way now. That was the 3 times that I can remember it was here, yeah.
Why'd they shift it?
Well, the sun was in their eyes this way, and this way here, see, the oval used to be face this way, yeah, I don't know why they shifted it, but then when they put the new oval here, that they made the thing here, and it's 4 metres longer than what Glenelg Oval is.
Really? So it's not really that small?
No. It does look small, but it's for me. One of my relations went and even measured it by, but and he stepped it out. But that's what happened. Yeah, he went to Glenelg and stepped it out and put this here, and all this here was not so much here, but over by the tennis courts was all stones. So they carted a lot of sand log here and put.
There's a lot of limestone around.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it's just shallow stuff.
Beautiful surface now.
Yeah, oh yeah, no, it was a hell of a lot of dirt, sand put here. Then they all got together and put different types of grasses on here and that there, yeah. No, it was a big thing to get this to go on, but it had to otherwise be no football. So yeah, it was as easy as that.
What was it like when you were playing on it?
Bloody rough, because there was no dirt on here, and over there, if it like in the wintertime, was all muddy because it was only a half an inch or an inch of dirt. Yeah. You didn't fall over there. And no, most times I used to like to play on the wing where they didn't get knocked over there. But yeah, it has been good. Yeah, been a lot of footy played here. But this is not the only oval they had here, because they played football at the back of the old showgrounds, which was over the other side of the town.
Oh, did they really?
Yeah, this used to get too wet, and then they went there, and it was a bit of a hill. But other than that, they played there in the winter time.
So you played there?
No, I didn't. No, I didn't. It was just before my time. But I was there at that game, and it rained like bloody hell. And the policeman was Jack Menz at that time. He went and got an overcoat, went off the ground, got an overcoat, a military overcoat, and put it on and stood there, and it come down bloody hailstones.
Really?
Yeah.
They played on?
Yeah, they played on.
Because they're hard.
You could not see the other end. Like,
Is that right?
Yeah. But yeah, oh yes. And that there, but there was only, as I said before, there's only three teams, and that had to go at the finish because you were playing one another too many times. And then poor old Port Kenny couldn't even get a side, so they were picking fellas that were on a bye to play up there. So it was definitely on the way out. Yeah.
Do you miss it?
Oh, at my age, no.
You had a good run at it.
Yes, I did. I played till I was 34 or 5 or something, and but I was that slow at the finish. When you're a kid, you want the ball to come down to you all the time. Well, the last few games, I was hoping the bloody thing would come down.
Frank, thanks very much. You're a great man. All right, good job.
Good.
Thanks very much. I'll grab that off you. That's what we wanted it too.
We actually we extended it. I reckon it was like 95.
Yeah.
After Ian Wilmot come here, we extended it. It wasn't much further, but like might have been 10, 20 metres longer. Used to be a shorter over.
It's 4 yards longer than Glenelg. This one is, but here where the tennis courts are, it was only about that thick. So therefore, they raised this ground. Going around the Boards Beachway there, they carted a hell of a lot of sand on here, and then everyone had to plant lawn grass on, just to keep it there. Otherwise, it would have blown away. It's not that bad. Even in the wet, Hutch played later than me then, and it does hold the get rid of the water reasonably well for just a slapped up sort of a show.
And they played sporadically. They started the association and then had about 3 separate runs with it, starting and stopping. That, of course, stopped for World War I, and then took them a while to get it going again. But then they ran between World War I and World War II, and then before they joined Lee Hunt, they had been playing in Midwest Football Association for a while as well. But I guess it was a small area in terms of population, and Elliston as a club is one of the older clubs on the Eyre Peninsula.
Ollie, get back into gear.
There's the old man there.
It's your father.
Harry, my dad.
He played for Elliston too?
No, they didn't have any. He did. He didn't. He didn't even play in the real old side they had because he was too old then. But he was a trainer and really something else. He was.
He umpired one day up Port Kenny.
What colours Port Kenny played?
Oh, they.
What colour?
Were they?
Yeah, they were yellow and green, I think.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah, yellow and green or Streaky Bay were always Eagles. They're blue and yellow. Yeah, they were yellow and green, I reckon, Port Kenny. Yeah, and so they only had 3 teams playing up there.
They have won previously in those early years, but since joining the formal competition of Lee Hunt, that was their first.
To the foot of the pack, here's a go for Burgoyne. He picks it up, could scoot off. Tried the handball inboard, now looking for Shane Kelch. He can't get it. Oh, Kelly burst through the pack into the open goal. Kelly, that's a beauty! Oh, that was a very good goal, wasn't it? That's his first, Nigel Kelly. And that was an exceptional goal, Ian Beebe.
Great work. Just saw that they were mucking around there in the pack. He decided to take it in his hands, run 10 yards, just broke the pack apart. Brilliant football. And again, I've got to give a little bit here to Sean Humby. Battled his guts out here to get the ball forward for Elliston.
Where was this one, Hutch?
95.
Still running
as
hard as he
95.
Yeah, but what oval?
Not only did you have an A grade that was winning, you had a full B grade team every week, and that's, for country football, is really quite impressive to get a full, and then both make it to the grand final. We had major size banner, like a nearly AFL size banner, we thought, for them to run out in. It was a really exciting day, that 1995 one.
Those teams that they had would probably give most of the sides now a shake up, I reckon. If not, I would say beat them quite easily.
Pretty good footy.
Gun footballers.
Just come back on the ground, Kelch. He gets it off quickly, and again,
brilliant.
That was superb play by McFarlane. If he kicks that, it's the goal of the day. He has.
He's done it. Oh,
magnificent football.
To do that, that's almost unheard of, really. That just shows you how strong they were.
He handballs the ball to Kelch. Kelch now, nowhere to go. Gets it onto his feet, looking in the centre of the ground. Players meet the ball. Well done by Tom Felt. Picks it up beautifully. Runs around onto the left foot. Goes long. Looking for Johnny Newton. And Newton's up there.
It had to happen eventually, didn't it? He had to take one of them.
and again, Phelps in the middle. Didn't panic. Got around 2 players. looked up forward and set it up for Johnny Newton to take the mark, 20 yards out, directly in front.
Definitely a contender for the Gary Owen Flowers and Fine Food Mark of the match. What an absolute beauty from Johnny Newton.
Well, he's been trying all match, so he had to get...
His little boy's a good footballer.
His what, sorry?
I say his little boy's a good footballer.
Who's that?
Jacob. He made the, what do you call, the state vice captain this year to go to Queensland. But he plays exactly the same as his father, left footer, and then when he does get a goal or kick, two little hops and then away she goes. Yeah. But yeah, very good they are. Lovely family, yeah.
Yeah, and they can play a bit in Newtons.
Yeah.
Lines up now, and the goal umpire says that's 1 goal. Another one to Elliston. The Elliston crowd go crazy here. They now lead the Woolwell scoreboard. 10 goals 3, leading Wirrala 2 goals 7.
Like 2000, we were pretty well the underdogs against Central Air at Wirrala at the same ground.
Yep, we played in the last 4 grand finals at Wirrala in a row. So every 6 years we played in the grand final.
Yeah, 2000, 2006.
2012,
18.
Right.
And everyone talks about the shitty drive. Oh, we've got to go to Wirrala. It's the longest trip in South Australia football.
We love it.
And and we've won 3 grand finals up there. It's just unbelievable. 170 k's.
The main part of it is right at the end of the game. I think it was fairly close, only a few points in it. I'm not too sure, but someone kicked in, and I reckon it was Kane Williams marked it.
My recollection of that is we're about 2 points down and Central Air come out of the back lines, kicked the ball across the ground and hit Johnny Newton on the tip. Front of goals, and that got us in front, and that's when the process went with a bit further that Kane had the ball. But my recollection was, and Willie Wilmot, because he was coaching Centrals at that time, said, of all the luck that happened, he hit Johnny Newton right there in front of goals. And
I think that was, it was pretty close to either winning it after the siren, or would have been a few points in it.
And I think at the time, I don't know, don't quote me, but Centrals would have had at least 7 Mortlock players and possibly 4, but maybe even 5 EP players in their team.
Kim's selling Elliston a little bit short there, because they also had 5 Air Peninsula players. So between them, they had almost half the Air Peninsula team at that time. 2 gun sides. That was in the late 90s, Elliston and Central Air, and Central Air ended up winning, I think, 4 in a row. Didn't quite get to the 5th because Elliston basically bookended that little Central Air run. They won in 95, Central Air won 96, 97, 98, 99, and then Elliston won back in 2000. So yeah, it was 2 dominant clubs of an era with outstanding players, both of them.
Because they're full of Sampsons.
Yeah, Sampsons, Grokies.
Yep.
Trev May, Fox Frisky. Shit, there might have even been 5 EP players in their team, and a couple players that were Trev May and Fuzz Groki, and if John Hastings was playing that game or not, I don't think he did actually. But Export Magpies players as well. So they should have belted us really. And half time it was pretty similar to that. They'd kicked a few points and pretty well blown their chance. Well, it didn't blow their chance. They should have still went on with it really.
But they hadn't killed you off.
Converted it. Yeah, they hadn't killed us. And their tails, they probably weren't as cocky as Streaky are in this grand final, where they still think they're going to run away with it. Centrals knew that we were going to keep fighting, but we just come back and played better footy and shut them down. And they ran out of opportunities to score goals, like they had in the first half, and they had a lot of points on at half time. It might have been like 5-goal 10 or 5-goal 11 at half time to our 4-goal 2 or something like that, like almost minimal scoring shots to, 15 scoring shots to something like 5 or something like that. I can't remember exactly. Should have blown us out of the water, and then we come back and won by a similar margin to what this flag is, pretty well an exact replica.
Big third quarter?
I reckon it was actually, yeah. The third quarter turned it around. And then the last quarter, it was just could have been anyone's, exactly the same.
Who were the names that were really big for you that night?
The key players we had: Tom Phelps, Jason McAvoy, Kane Williams,
Kim Newton.
Yeah. Johnny Newton, my brother.
Forward kick in taken quickly to the outer side of the ground. Elliston have the numbers again. Tomney feeds it off to Phelps. Phelps goes the little chip forward to, he was looking for Newton. Heard the footsteps coming. Good, clever handball out quickly to Bobby Thompson. Around his body, in towards full forward. Newton! Goal!
What do you know about his career?
He was pretty good, I think. Just a hard-on baller who ran all day, apparently, yeah.
Very, very good footy brain. You know, I always remember him just being, fit and dedicated to everything, and like a bit of a role model, I guess. Coached the Colts for a fair few years.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
pretty hard.
Love the game.
Hard, always hard on you to keep on running, and especially if he's a runner, he's always running next to you, making sure everyone's moving around and not standing still. So
as a kid, you hated Colts training because it was hard.
A lot of laps.
Yeah.
Yeah. I say Liam was pretty similar to him. Yeah. In style. Yeah. In and under type player. Yeah.
He certainly is actually. Some of his hard ball gets, I guess, with the.
Yeah. Helped us win the premiership, really.
Ball thrown in. Otis and Kelsey again. Liam wraps him up.
Gets tied up.
He's tied up well by Liam. Young Rocky Newton, all the way from Adelaide today.
Yep.
Dad flew him over, and the brother and the family plane.
Local boy, And Otis wins
taps
that
down, away goes Adam Harrell. Taps it in front of him. Handballs across, Del Miller. Bowls through the middle's got some space. Brody Kenny, straight down the corridor.
Good ball there by
ball.
Hazy.
Locked in on the 50-metre line here. It'll be a ball up.
Another ball up.
Yeah, got a big corridor footy by the Roosters.
In fact, he had probably 3 or 4 really good possessions in their last couple of minutes.
Yeah, really important ones. Him and Del Miller in the midfield really stepped it up, I thought. Yeah.
How did Del Miller come to the club?
Well, Del's a local. We grew up with Del since day dot, and he moved to Port Lincoln for work commitments, probably 10 years ago now, or 8 years ago. And we been getting in his ear because he played down in Port Lincoln, like EP and stuff, he's a gun. And we're getting in his ear for the last 3 or 4 years to try and get him back. Finally got him back, I think, 2 or 3 years ago. And he really enjoyed it, I think, and obviously helped us win, so yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty sure he done his hamstring in the second quarter as well.
He'll turn and run, and he'll go down the corridor looking for Whitford. Out in front of him though, and
here comes Lukey Pryor again, Mr. Reliable, puts it onto that left foot of his. Comes down, Del Miller's out on his own here. Good skills, Del. Ooh, a little hammy there, I reckon.
Delahaye twinged his hammy early in the game.
It was the first quarter, I think he said.
Delahaye was tight.
I think that's about the third quarter, that footage.
You know, and that's later in the game, but he played his guts out under injury. And you know, he's just got
he's got the heart in that, I think so, yeah.
And he was just thought, right, I'm going to play my guts out. I'm going to put this block of this out of my mind, and that's a special players do that hard.
He's one of those players that as the game gets closer and tighter, he plays better and better.
And he came up to me about the second quarter and told me to go in the first or second quarter. Told me to go in the middle for him because he's done his hamstring. And, played the game out, so played pretty well too.
Yeah, he's tough. Yeah.
Well, it's a grand final. It's a grand final. Humpy puts it up. That stops everything. Oh, Bubba Williams runs onto it. He's got someone on here. He's got Del
Ruckman went for that, but Del's ended up with it.
Yep, Del Williams. He's got Del Miller. Sorry, he's got someone on here. Gone Tree. Gawny Tree. No, Jordan Newton. Jordan Newton.
He was a big part of it.
Is he back next year or this year?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, then comes out to young. Our favourite man in Del Miller. He comes down deep into the forward line. Oh, it's a bit of a fumble there from Andrew, but he comes out to Carter, who kicked that goal. He's put it right into the position here, and it's bounced through for a point. Oh, better out than in there. I'm glad it wasn't a point. So deep into Rooster country here. It's going to be a big throw in. There's a lot of red jumpers in there. Gets thrown in. Andrew McLeod in the ruck, comes to ground. Comes down to Adam Hull. He's had a lot of it this afternoon. He's back in there, Andrew McLeod again.
Chasing hard.
Bubba on his own. He's got someone out wide, Del Miller, always dangerous. Puts it on his boot, Straight through the middle. Thank you.
That was that kick. It was right
There's the
there.
answer.
Knowing that my hamstring could go.
And when he's around the footy, you know something's exciting's going to happen.
Dangerous, always dangerous player.
Very dangerous. You look at those two old heads going back to the middle. Rumbelow, Miller, Williams and Newton. 4 big names.
Are you back this year?
I'm not sure yet. I haven't decided. Yeah, I think a few of us city lads are sick of travelling back. Unfortunately, it takes a lot out of us. So yeah, we'll see what happens.
Because the whole weekend gone.
Yeah, it's your Friday night, Saturday night, and then yeah, once you get back Sunday, you're pretty knackered. So.
And as Liam mentioned, it's pretty hard in a relationship.
Yeah, I don't know how he did it. Yeah, did pretty well.
You got the premiership. So
yeah, it was worth it in the end, that's for sure.
And so now you're off to play for Manham.
Yeah.
Yeah. And would you be off to play for Manham if you hadn't won this year, or would you?
Yeah, either way, I was definitely playing in closer to home.
Yeah,
this
you're right.
Yeah.
So it was pretty much the big shot at the title this year.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Well, we had about 5 older guys retire from the A-grade team.
Yeah.
Yeah, all us Adelaide guys are going elsewhere this year. A couple of people from down at Lincoln are going elsewhere. So it was really the one opportunity that everybody got together. The sort of core group that played in the grand final played the last 3 years.
Yeah.
So yeah, it definitely built up to the grand final.
I'm playing at Pinaroo this year in the Mallee Football League.
Super Rose, yeah.
Yeah, Super Rose, yeah, so looking forward to that. Play with a few mates out there.
No, I'm giving it up. I'm done.
You're retiring?
Yeah, finish on top.
That was a remarkable grand final, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. It was the best game I've ever played in, that's for sure.
And 50th year of the club too.
Yeah, that's what makes it even more special.
Yeah, flag like that in the 50th year, you couldn't script it, could you?
No, you couldn't. It's, I don't know if it was meant to be or they made it.
Yeah.
Be, I guess, is the point.
Yeah.
And that's the thing about grand finals, of course. People say, oh, you know, I hope we win today. You don't hope to win grand finals. You go out and win grand finals.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, you put everything on the line for them. But to get away with it in the 50th year when you're down at half time and looking like it could, could get rolled comfortably and turn it around. Yeah, definitely give them some credit for that, that's for sure. Probably the best country footy game scripted for the Roosters. You couldn't put it together really, if you tried.
What was their tally
even the end of the game
leading up to this, but head to head?
Elliston with the Hawks were undefeated apart from one game against Elliston where Elliston won by 1 point.
Yeah, I thought Elliston got him once.
Yeah, but they'd had 2 games decided by a point during the course of the year, one either way, so they were always close. So the Hawks were definitely probably the favourites going into this game, but Elliston, you always felt that Elliston had the team and the ability to be able to do it, and you can see the way they played, the desperation. There was no missed tackles, there was, blokes were just putting in that extra 10% to get the job done.
And even the end of the game, like you said, it was 2 minutes to go. Streaky still had a big chance of winning that.
4 points, isn't it?
4 points, 1 goal, and
And all the momentum.
Oh, and all the momentum, all the flow. Kicking. I think the wind might have been a southerly by then. I reckon they might have had the wind as well.
Well, the wind going to that end all day. That was they were going to the scoring end.
Yeah, they were could have still won it and just held on like you said before. You see the numbers around the ball, just desperate. But I tell you what, it was bloody nerve-wracking right up to the last 10 seconds. Jeez. Just still thinking even with them 30, I knew there was 1 minute to go. I was like, this is still game on, anything could happen. But when Tonks took that mark, I thought, oh, geez, at last. Literally with a second to go, it wasn't until then you could relax.
Probably says a bit about the heart and soul of the club, probably.
Yeah. When you're down, dig deep.
Because it's never been easy for Elliston.
No, we haven't got the numbers there. You haven't got land on both sides to draw from. There's fishing, but it's not a real lot of fishermen that.
Like Kim's saying, we're this little town out here with half of us of water. It's a big effort.
Because of the community's not all that big, and everyone sort of pulls together.
we've been on fundraising, doing it for years and years, and to see them be able to get that money behind them to bring the kids back, or, you know, adults back now, is, you know, it's a major effort for the club every year to do that, and but you need to do it to have a team. If you don't do it...
Yeah, I mean, nowadays, to have a small town like that and have a footy side that wins a flag with mostly local players, and the ones that aren't locals are doing it, you know, a couple that are mates of locals anyway, not just full imports.
No, well, there was really there was in that team on the day. I guess there's only two. There's only Joey Burgoyne and
yeah, all the rest were on their own back.
Yeah, and the big ruckman
Carter. Yeah,
Carter. He played a fantastic game.
Yeah, yeah,
and also,
he was good all year.
You can't just put money on the table and expect blokes to you know, play brilliantly.
Oh no, definitely not. They played with heart and soul, didn't they?
Yeah.
And they did it all year, not just in the grand final. Yeah. Don't worry about that. Some of the games when, you know, chips were down, they were the best players.
And particularly in grand finals, those are the players who go missing.
Yeah, exactly, because they got, you know, they got no loyalty really, but these guys seem to have, and made a massive difference.
They must have enjoyed their year.
Yeah, oh, they had tears coming out their eye. I was seeing them after the game. Yeah, Otis Carter was, you know, tears running down his face, so it meant a lot to him.
It does too. I see the Roosters have come to play for the third quarter.
They've come out looking
not
very
been in the streaky forward line yet. Let's get some scoreboard pressure. 5-5-3-6. 35 plays 24. 2 minutes into the third quarter.
Left behind now, regathered by Jack McAvoy. He puts it out in front of Beansy, bounces in front of him.
Makes the carries, picked up by Lukey Pryor. Crossover here to Big Otis.
Pretty hard here though.
He can run through the young fella. Gone tree. Back to Otis.
Otis.
Straight into the corridor. Monkey sets himself. It comes down to the ground. Liam Newton, Jordan Newton. Is it going to bounce our way?
No, it doesn't.
Oh.
And you see these guys getting out there and, you know, bringing these guys back from everywhere.
Yeah, that's this reinventing themselves every, you know, I guess 6 years, or, you know, they've had others in between, but it's amazing how they keep doing it.
We're still there. We've still got a club, you know, we've still got our own club. We're not amalgamating, you know. Us and Wirral are the only two teams that haven't amalgamated. And yeah, we're strong. You know, we mightn't be strong as in winning flags or being there every week, but we're still in there, and they still have to come to Elliston to play a game of football and netball, you know, and that makes them realise how much effort we put in, you know, to travel 100 Ks, and every game we play, it's not just like you're going from Warrnambool or Cyancutter to Woodner. We're going 100 Ks. Our closest is 100 Ks every time. So that's the closest, yeah. And we've had families that have taken them up to play mini league. Mini league, you know, half time of the A grade, they play for 15 minutes and they've travelled the distance to give their kid a game of mini league.
Back in sort of my day, I suppose, talking about the other communities, they had more productive agricultural areas than Elliston. Elliston was more like a pastoral district with some cropping. So there wasn't labour intensive so much as the Warrnamboos, Cyancutters, Woodners, and so they always had stronger teams. And with Elliston, on the western side, all you had was sharks and squid, you might say, and then you had the pastoral district, so it was very hard to get all the players together. But one key point about trying to get players, I found over the years, was happy hour at the Elliston Hotel, because the people that come through were either surfing or fishing, and that was a cohort that were athletic anyway. So Friday night, happy hour, we would always end up with a couple of good talents next day for bees and whatever else. And that was probably one sort of much like a hidden gem that we had over the years, because...
Yes, Manny's a person we picked up and took to Pidnippy or somewhere like that, who'd been recruited on Friday night. Need a pair of boots? Oh, yeah. Right, we'll supply all the gear, you get in the car and away we go.
Well, I have heard that Elliston has a supply of extra boots.
They do. And as the kids used to grow out of boots, you'd put them in a pool for other kids. But the adults used to do the same. I'll get a new pair of boots, I'll put them in there just in case somebody needs them.
Yeah, the old story of the old boots that, you know, God, you see some good boots in a footy change room box sometimes. I think somebody would go looking for them, but no.
A netball club do the same sometimes.
I have heard that the netballers have extra uniforms in a range of sizes,
in a range, just in case.
Yeah.
our girls used to come home from school and they, you know, come home, oh, we need you. If they're coming home, they get a game. And they'd come home. And then they'd bring their friends. Well, they had to have a game too, you know. And, everybody got recruited. But a lot of the kids used to come home especially to get a game, didn't they? They'd bring their mate because their mate wanted to come and play.
Yeah, just like young Jordan did
yeah,
with his mate.
I would say that with the football it's the same. When we were battling in the early days, there was kids came there just to get a game. It was really good.
Yeah, and especially when kids can't get a game in other bigger clubs, they might be missing out on a game.
They'd play for a year or so and then they'd go away and probably never play again. They had some football.
They got a taste of it.
Yeah.
Get on to another story which is pretty good in regards to, I was coaching in mid-1980s and we were in desperate straits to the point that we didn't know we were going to continue or not. And I had word from around town that there was 2 young fellas that were surfing, staying in the caravan park, and they were keen for a game. So I went over there and had a chat to them, and they were keen. And we went up to Yanani. These guys come from Portland, so they're used to playing in the wet. 32 degrees at Yanani on that day. I think that's the first time they got sunburnt playing football.
Yanani?
Yeah, sunburnt. I come from Portland, like Hitchy said. 15 degrees probably, used to playing footy. Rocked up here, went to training. And I had a mate, Fox, who was with me, who was a real good footballer. And so everyone liked us and took us out there. And it was the first game of the year, it was 32 degrees, 2 million little black flies that I'd never seen. Sunburnt, come out with, like grass burns on the knees and elbows. But after the game, they had a couple of cartons of beer in the room, so it was all good. And trip home, and we travelled to the game with Hitchy, the coach, Fox and I, and on the way home he said, what can we do to keep you around town for a while? And my mate, Fox, he was like a professional shooter, like shot foxes all his life. He said, just a few acres of, acres of land to be able to shoot foxes on. If we can do that, we'll stay around for a while. So we get back to the Elliston pub, and by the end of the night we had about 2 million acres of land that we could shoot foxes on because everyone said, that bloke can play footy. So that's true too.
And that's the way the umpires saw it, and they want to go on with it a bit. And Darryl done it. Now I can see what he looks like without his helmet because Hutchinson removed that in the altercation.
Yeah, which we ended up staying here and stayed for a couple of months and shot foxes, and which we mainly just drove around the roads and shot foxes and made enough money to keep us here and kept going on our trip sort of after that.
Made a lot of friends.
Yeah, made a lot of friends. And
because being able to play football and shoot foxes is 2 good things.
Yeah, we were getting rid of the foxes for the farmers, and then kept going on our trip and ended up back in Portland. And and then it was the following year I came back on my own and
met a nice girl and stayed.
Yeah, I did. Frank's daughter, and he could have kept going, couldn't he?
But that was Fox and Hutch, and Hutch went on from there to be a premiership player, a decorated Elliston Rooster footballer, and in the 50th anniversary life member. So the actual input we got from the happy hour at the pub and the location was probably an unseen element that really helped us, to my mind.
Yeah. Well, he came here on a holiday, like they were travelling around Australia, and just because he'd been here before, he sort of stopped in and we've got to stay here because I need to get a surf, because he was travelling with a guy that was a real farm boy and used to love shooting and hunting and all that sort of thing. So Fox and Hutch, that's what they were called, but not that wherever their names probably before they got here, but because one used to love fox shooting and they ended up staying here, and that's what they did. The time when the fox were rampant, so that was their nighttime job. They'd go out fox shooting and come back in the morning, skin the foxes, and they were selling fox pelts. Yeah, and on the other day when there was Hutch would be straight into town to have a surf and then back out again. But yeah, they were funny days, and yeah, they loved it.
There's the bounce ball down to ground. Working hard off the footy was Mark Kenny. He's been impressive in this first quarter. Kicked off the ground towards the half forward line. Running onto the loose ball is March now. He feeds it off. You're in trouble, Greg Burgoyne. They get a little handball out, but they've got the numbers here. Elliston, a little handball over the top looking for McFarlane. He can't pick it up. Another handball into a dangerous area, and Hutchinson again taps it to his own advantage. Can he pick up the loose ball? He should get a free kick for being grabbed without the football, and he does. Was just tapping it along in front of him. Played that very, very well, Hutchinson, and he's
Very
proving a
intelligent
big
footy.
danger across half forward already.
And he's quick too, he's got some pace.
Hasn't he ever? Good skills. And he'll kick from about 35 metres out on about a 45-degree angle for Elliston's third. And already the signs are very ominous for Wirrala. Elliston very switched on. Hutchinson now kicking on his third. In he comes. There's the right foot drop punt. Oh, has it got the carry? It might have just snuck in. It has.
It's there.
Well, there's another one.
Elliston looking very, very good at this stage of the game. With Hutchison playing very well, McFarlane coming through. Their defence, they're attacking out of that defensive half-back line very, very well.
They're running off half-back, Rupert. I guess that's been one of their trademarks this year.
Yeah, they always attack from their half-back line, and that's the way it's going to go today too, by the look of it.
What happened to Hutch?
Oh, he got a finger in his eye from one of the Wirral chaps.
Elliston burst out of defence, kick towards the wing position here. Nicky Paul goes the inboard handball. Wasn't quite perfect, but doing well there was McFarlane to deliver it up towards the forward zone. Two Wirral players getting one another's road. Oh, knocked forward by Johnny Newton was good football. Leading in the race for it here is Hutchinson. Can he pick it up? Doubles back. That was the wrong move, but he's got it high.
Yes, he's copped it right in the mush.
And he's in a bit of trouble there, Hutchinson, actually. Taking a while to get up. See, Rick Newchurch is on the ground now. Don't know who came off. That change obviously affected at quarter time. And his teammates huddling around Hutchinson there. They can't really afford to lose him because 2 goals in the first quarter. He's been easily their most constructive forward.
That's right, Tony. You look forward to lose a bloke like him.
Well, he's in a bit of trouble still on hands and knees. On the ground. And the trainer's taking a long hard look at him.
They've thrown the ball to John Newton, hoping he can have a shot for goal.
He's in a bit of trouble, I reckon, is Hutchinson. Newton's going to take the shot on goal, I think, as they're going to take Hutchinson off the ground. Well, that's clever. That's a full forward, isn't it? They always get to that contest when that happens.
It's amazing how they just seem to be standing next to him at the time.
Yeah, funny about that,
5 minutes later, but he was still there at the time.
Well, he'll come in and shoot on his first goal.
Hutchison's got a bit of blood. I think he's coming off the ground.
Yeah, he's jogging off. He doesn't look too bad.
Oh, I don't know. That sideways movement, I think, wasn't supposed to be there.
Now, this is interesting. They're not letting Newton take the shot on goal. This must be the blood rule.
Yes.
So Hutchinson comes off. Doesn't look too bad. Bit of a bridge of the nose, and maybe also the impact as well.
Yeah, Newton's going to get the kick for goal.
And Hurrell coming on the ground to replace Hutchinson. Johnny Newton shooting on his first goal for the game. The gun full forward from Elliston. And he comes now. Only 15 metres out from goal and makes no mistake. They're not the sort of ones that full forwards miss, and John Newton certainly didn't miss that one.
Went up to the hospital and he was there all day and stayed that night, I think.
Really? What was going on?
I got knocked out in the second quarter and ended up in hospital in Woodner.
What happened?
Just went to dodge a player, and he sort of, bit of a swing fist type thing, and hit me in the nose. I ended up with a broken nose and a hyphamia, I think it was called, like bleeding behind the eye. I had me 2 goals in the first quarter, and yeah, so I ended up in the Woodner Hospital listening to it on the radio, the grand final. Wasn't much fun, especially when the siren went at the end, but all the players ended up getting there afterwards, all called up, to spend the night in the Woodner Hospital. And, my wife come back the next day. She came home for the party that night and come back and picked me up the next morning. But yeah, it wasn't much fun being in hospital.
But you won.
Yeah, we won. And I heard it on the radio, which was good. Yeah, so.
It beats the heck out of listening to you lose.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, they were good players. Just that little, two blokes moving to town that just boom, lifts the town straight away, and really good, great guys to be in the community. One of them Hutch still lives here, come back and married a local girl. And Fox come back for the 50-year reunion. No way was he going to miss that, he was coming here. But yeah.
Hutch's two sons play footy here, or have done over the years, and they're not, one's away at school and one's away at uni at the moment.
Like the dive to touch there, didn't it? Yeah, it was a beautiful bloody effort by Dale.
Here's Stevie Paul, he'll wrap this up.
He just shrugs the tackle, puts it into the middle. He's got Brodie Kenny on, up to the chemist, Benny Hurrell. The Benny lookalikes on his own.
Cody Borland comes back. What's going on here? It is a free kick. It's 50.
Oh, jeez.
He's been just tapped it out of his hands. Wasn't much in it, I didn't think.
I didn't think.
Just a 25.
Oh, is that a new rule too?
Yeah, it's a new rule too. We're allowed a 25's an option for a
for a half infringement.
That's it. That's it.
More rules.
Up to interpretation.
More rules than the tax department.
50's a harsh rule with a little thing like that, though, isn't it? Oh, Guy Hutchinson.
Guy
Mark of the day.
Definitely mark of the day.
Mark of the day so far. Marks in the square.
He's looked dangerous around the sticks the last.
Since I've moved him up there, he's been very dangerous.
That was a great grab. He's lost a bit of weight, Guy. He's been training off season in Adelaide from Manham, I think, or one of Borough, or one of those guys.
I think he's going out the northeast, isn't he?
Straight through the middle. So the Rooster gets that little bit of breathing space again, Shorty, which is handy. 11 points.
So after his footy career finished, he's taken up umpiring and boundary umpiring, and
played a lot of B grade after A grade.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, one of those footballers that was quite happy to go down and play B grade. And then once he's B grade, he's 50 now, and he's still central umpiring, and it's all to help the club out. You got to have those people. I'm a real firm believer that when you stop playing, don't stop doing anything. The club still needs you. That's umpiring is not a hard game, but it's tough when you got the whole crowd against you. Yeah. I've been an umpire, I know what it's like.
One of the funniest or strangest times we had was when the abalone farm started up here. That was Kay's family or Kay's brother that started that, and his sons, and and they employed a lot of people. Anyway, one of the criteria was if you worked for the abalone farm as a diver or whatever, general lackey, you had to play or be involved in the sport, whether it be football or netball, so that was the only time we ever had anyone at training. I remember once the best we ever had, we had about 60 at training, and it was probably getting near the finals, and we had reasonable sides then. But so anyone at Elliston would be at footy training, and probably if you took, say, 15 blokes, 3 or 4 might be actually be able to play footy. The rest were hopeless. They could have come from Iceland or anywhere, and they were bloody hopeless. And we had a few netballers out of them too, and they only played because they had to. That was the criteria. You had to play and train, so they had to go to train.
So they had no idea what a football looked like.
And some of the girls that trained, they were not very good netballers, but they turned up, and they probably, because of that, they probably had a good time, and actually met some of the locals. So it was good for them and good for the town.
Probably our best time in the community, because it was made a lot of people be around. But it was a bit like we've come from a surfing fraternity, and the community, and you have all these names on Thursday night. Yeah, they're going to be playing. But if it was a good surf day, you had no one. You get to wherever you're going, and they're not turning up because it's surf today. So it was nice to have them, but you were never guaranteed that you're going to have a team on Saturday because you put the surfies in the team, and that's sort of a running commentary.
Still a running joke.
Still a running joke. You see these guys' names in the football. They might turn up. Depends on whether there's going to be surf Saturday or not.
Because that's true.
Yeah, it is definitely true. It's not as much these days, but we've always had a lot of surfies, and there was always, like when I was probably first starting A grade, there was always a thing around the league that never knew what team you get depending on what the surf was looking like. So
one game we'd have an absolute amazing team, and then next week it'd be good surf and you're missing 5 or 6 people because they're out surfing. So
you just got to go with what you've got. But you know, there's obviously some good players from the area, and they kind of lift everyone else up a bit.
Smack. Bang. Or was that smack? Yeah. I think he hurt his knee. That goal hurt his knee. I think he damaged his knee quite badly. Yeah, I think he had to have surgery.
He's only just recovered now. You know, how many? What are we?
Yeah, 6 months down the track. Yeah, 5 months down the track.
So, which is interesting.
I'll never recover.
So Smack, I brought him to the club just after we won our grand final. He came to our club and he played a couple of games. He had a little grommet. It was hard for him. He was sneaking up, and he was such a good inside mid. You know,
just worked all day.
Just such a good work ethic. You know, he wasn't the most skillful player. He didn't have the most flair about him, but he had something that you can't teach players, and that's there's the ball, I'm getting it before anyone else can. You can't teach kids that.
I'm going to use it.
And then he would dish it out to a runner, or, you know, and for him to float into the team throughout the season and then to float forward, you know, as a back pocketer, you wouldn't want to stand Smack.
No, he's sort of
you just know that he's going to give you something.
That guy that he'll play 4 quarters of footy every game he plays, whether you're winning by 10 goals or getting beaten by 10 goals. You know, he gives you that same effort each game.
Just those core group of boys that come back last year, you know, then you get the couple coming from Whyalla, Carlo coming up from Lincoln, you know. It just makes the club again, and that's really appreciative from, you know, as supporters of the community of you know, the town, and to see some people that went to the finals, you just look and think, wow, you know, I've never seen you at a football game in Elliston. Here you are travelling to Woodner and to wherever to go to, and then all the way to Rivalry, you know, 170 k's to go to grand final and get the crowd, you know, like everyone's wearing their red jumpers now and red shirts, and it's a big contingent of people that is there supporting the club and the town, you know.
Up she goes, Otis and Kelsey again.
Yeah. And Otis, will
Otis gets that one, went his way.
Body work.
Comes down, who's got that? Brody Kenny again, gets it right through to the half forward line. We've got, Jordan Newton picks it up, chips it into Tonks.
Yeah, good.
Young Sam McConnell's going for it. We've got here, young Carter. How's that one looking?
I reckon he's
That's another one. That's another one for the Rooster. Peter Carter, I think. That's the Rooster 2-1. 2-2 to the Hawks, 1 point. Geez, the commentary tower's swaying around. Those Rooster supporters are...
Yeah, they're starting to rock.
They're excited, they are.
Yeah, so that number 43, I know a little bit about him, Peter Carter. He's a Whyalla, you know, not a legend, but a bit of a, you know, he's a gun from Whyalla back in the day. He played in the state Indigenous team and that sort of thing. And he came down because he liked coming across to the coast. He knows us. He goes up to our farm and that now and then. So he come over because he liked hanging out over there a bit, and then decided to come over and play for a year. So
is he a surfer or?
No. Just enjoys getting over that way.
There's good people over that way.
He enjoys fishing and that. So, but then again, there's good fishing in Whyalla as well. He just wanted a bit of a change, and so he just come off his own back. Yeah.
When Sleepy said, "Oh, I've got a player. He's a bit past his prime, but he's pretty good," we thought, "Oh, bloody hell, here we go."
Do you think?
And then Peter Carter rocks up, and he's sort of he's a solid little fella, and well, he looks the money, and then get him on the field, and guess really age is just a number, really.
Exactly.
He's pretty young at heart, the way he was punching through the packs, really. Like, he hit it harder than most 25-year-olds. So
you talk to him after the game, this softly spoken man, you know,
gentle guy,
gentle, and then you see him on the football field,
switches a flip.
You know, he's just so hard at it, and
fantastic. Had a good year, obviously.
Yeah, he's a really good, you know, forward player.
And he's pretty laconic.
Yeah.
Like his celebration's pretty unique.
Yeah. He's pretty, he's a good bloke.
Because the Roosters can reset here, and they know they've got a sniff. 4 points down, 5 minutes into the third.
Yeah, and they've got
back in Dylan Williams. He's got young Bubba Williams couple of Williamses.
Bubba. We'll look inside the corridor and find
He's got Del Miller, been good all year, Del. Been very good all year. He's got Otis on his own. I don't think he's going to look for him. He's got someone on here. He's got young Carter.
Peter Carter.
So we call that 45 out?
47, I'm saying.
47 if you want to get like that. Yeah, okay.
He'll kick from outside 50, but with this win, wouldn't be beyond him.
Yeah, I don't think he will have this in him. He puts it up, and the wind will take that. Well, hang on.
The
The umpire doesn't move. That is a rooster and a half. That is a rooster and a half.
That is a big goal.
That was 6.
Yeah, briefly take me through it, because your second quarter, of course, wasn't great.
No, it wasn't. Half time all down, and yeah, looked like it could slip away pretty easily.
He's got Ross Baskin.
Ross Baskin deep in the pocket.
Oh, he's looking into the middle.
Look down the line, all you can see is Dylan Kells.
He's got Ross there, he's got Brody Kenny. Oh, he's kicked to the big fella.
Another mark for the big dog.
We'll have that every day. Kelsey puts it right into the corridor.
Game on. Good grab.
No, not paid. Okay.
I thought he had that, but
Yeah,
maybe
I
he didn't
would've-
quite have enough of it.
No, probably didn't control it.
Yeah. No, he probably didn't. I thought he had it there for a while, but then...
I think the whistle nearly went up to the mouth. Anyway, up she goes. 20 out from Streaky's goal, straight in front.
Big dog. Oh, no, Otis winning that.
We've got it right over his shoulder. Ball goes sky high. Up she goes.
No, it's not far enough to be paid a mark, I wouldn't have thought. And it's a ball up again.
Big couple of minutes here.
Yeah, should be getting close to half time now.
Don't need another one.
Dylan Kells knocks it down to Dylan Mont. Ball knocks out.
We've got Brody Kenny too. He's come into the
He's
game in the
come
last
through.
5 minutes.
Come through
He's
hard,
got it
yeah.
out to the chemist, the famous Andrew McLeod. Oh, he's
Didn't get it away correctly, the umpire says.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yep.
We were out then too.
And Slug will just pump it back into the forward line, looking for...
Oh, hang on.
No Hawks actually got to that contest.
He's caught.
Burgoyne is
Dragged down and his mate Otis. Oh, I didn't.
Zach
there's
low and drawn a high contact free.
I thought that's another Joel Selwood kicked that one.
Yeah.
Hey?
Yeah, well, he's probably a bit shorter than Otis there. And
Yeah, well, anyone's going to ground anyway.
he's picking the ball up at the time, so he hadn't come up with the ball and ducked down.
Yeah, well, good to see the Roosters just copped that one on the chin anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, young fella with his Colts shorts on, but hasn't played Colts this year, you say?
No, he hasn't. No, he's
Oh, that's straight through the middle every day of the week.
Yeah, he's a Nord Academy player. Exactly, that's a brilliant goal and well done.
Yeah, well, it's got
the
out.
Hawks lead out to 3 goals.
It does too, 5-5. Oh, the Hawks to 2-5. Yep. The Roosters have stopped in the last 10 minutes.
No, young Zach's been away at boarding school this year and is coming home regularly to play.
He's a talent, isn't he?
To play. Yeah, very talented player.
Yeah.
So he's playing for the for Norwood under-16s in Adelaide there at the start of the year.
And good to see your Colts get up again.
Yes,
Well, they won about 4 in a row, haven't they? Or 3 or 4?
I think they lost a couple to Woodner a few years back. I can't remember how far long ago that was.
Back in the middle there, we've got Otis. He gets the tap down, comes to Streaky. It's
Benji
shooted out by Benji. The umpires, what's he saying?
Oh, he's given a free kick to Cam Monty. He called a hold there, so someone must have been getting held off the ball by Tommy Rumbelow. He bombed it in there. It
Goes on, young Joey is under that. Comes out here, Dylan Williams hands it to, is that Lukey Pryor? Lukey Pryor goes wide.
Just gets it out.
Yeah. Goes in under the scoreboard there, which reached 5-5 Streaky, 2-5 Elliston. We're probably what?
Streaky, mate.
Oh, sorry, got it the wrong way around, getting too excited. Probably nervous more than excited. So what do we got, 10 minutes in, do you think? And she goes.
29 seconds left, I've just heard.
Oh yeah, I'm not even close. That'll be half time, and it wouldn't come too soon for us at the moment. We need to regroup.
Yeah, well, Hawks would like another one before half time.
Yeah, I think we need to regroup.
Would really get the boys up and about at half time.
Yeah, 35 to, was that 18? No.
17.
You'll see it again in a sec. There you go.
It's pretty, but mind you, we've kicked a few points too. So
You walked off the ground a bit flat.
Yeah, we definitely did.
Yeah, well, they couldn't have come any sooner, that bell, because Streaky were looking ominous there in that
Yeah,
last
the Hawks
10
were looking like they were going to get another goal there if it had to go another minute longer.
Yep, so what you'd say, the halfway mark there, Feldy, we'd had most of the play in the first quarter and role reversal in the second. So.
Yeah, it has been, and Hawks probably made more of their opportunities in the second quarter than Elliston did in the first.
Yeah.
And
of course, they were no pushover. What was the plan but going into that game?
Sleepy keeps it
14th grand final in a row with the Hawks, but sorry, yeah.
Yeah, Sleepy keeps it pretty simple.
Yeah.
Old school sort of
beer coaster.
Yeah, that's it. And yeah, you just play our footy, played on our terms, and yeah, that's yeah.
Yeah, look, I don't know whether a few of the Elliston players just weren't keeping up with the Hawks a bit there in the second quarter. Though Hawks are
no manning up. I'd say there was a lot of loose men in the corridor.
A lot of the Hawks were getting a lot of good overlap run there, and yeah.
A couple of our stars have been, held too. I see they're right on to Joey.
Yep.
He hasn't been able to get much space.
No.
Del Miller's been in everything, tackles well. But that back line was under a lot of pressure then, and Lukey Pryor held out well.
Yeah.
The Roosters can go in at half time. They've got a bit to work on, but it's...
Hawks are jogging off at half time there.
Yeah, there's a bit of body language there.
Yeah, when we're walking off, like Froggy, their captain, they were like walking off at the same time, and he was already saying like, "No, we've got this. Like, have a look at them."
There's a few words.
Playing my games, and like he always does, but he was already trying to say that they've got it in the bag. So that kind of probably helped us a bit to.
Came to bite him in the ass.
Yeah.
But I think we are a lot better side when we're the underdog. So
Well, that's when literally you throw caution to the wind, as they say.
Yeah, you got nothing to lose.
Yeah, so really the best coaching at half time came from Froggy.
Yeah, probably.
Probably, yeah.
Genius bit of coaching. Probably right too.
Should thank him.
Probably not the only thing he helped us with.
Yeah, well, he did you a few favours.
Well, they're going to back. I know they'll definitely back their fitness in to be fitter and run out the game better than Elliston. So
yeah, so we'll take a break and we'll come back and see how the premiership quarter goes.
Yeah, Elliston are going to need a big third quarter here, I'd suggest.
Yeah, 3.5 goals up, and
he thinks they got the legs as well.
Yeah, he's very confident. He thinks they're going to win by
5 to 10.
Yeah, that's right.
It's a bad thing to do at grand final at half time, mate. Real bad.
Because they're all thinking that.
Yeah, which is. I like it. Nothing better than winning when you're an underdog.
Anyway, it comes in. Otis from behind. Big snap. Straight down to young Liam. Onto that left foot. Oh, looks good off the boat. It comes with the wind. There's another one for the Rooster. I tell you what, Beldy, there's a game change here.
There's the sort of mercurial stuff the Roosters can do that can just get them momentum.
I warned you about that little run on. They get a little sniff.
We've seen it before.
Yeah, and the whole league knows about it, and we're witnessing it right now.
If we cast our minds back to 2012, which has been talked about today, they did that in the third quarter that day as well. They got a run on in the third quarter.
I'll just remind you, Feldy, while you were having those premiership T-shirts printed before.
We're not going to...
I remember 6 years ago you had them printed when we come up here.
No, we didn't.
Oh, that was just a rumour then from down the coast, was it?
Oh, the opposition clubs always like to tell
us. I don't know. The word was out. You had them under the shirts ready to go.
No, we'd never done that.
Anyway, back to the middle. Let's get back serious. Enough joshing. Okay, we got... There's a bit of sledging going up here in the tower today, Elliston.
Yeah. Tell me about Reza.
Oh, he's a character, isn't he? He sort of took over the sponsorship side of things this year, so he just, if you talk to him, you can see his enthusiasm and love for the club, and he really helped a lot to try and get the funds to bring everyone together. It obviously costs a lot of money to fly us boys over every week, and he's a big part of the reason we won. For sure.
And a great commentator.
Yeah, and a great commentator.
Talking about all these boys coming back, that it comes back because you got people in the community and in the club that are putting in the effort to get sponsorship, and it's a big job, to get each club in the community and I'm talking about the golf club and the netball club and, the kindy, everyone's wanting a little bit of something, and whether you do it by like major sponsorship or just running raffles, it's still an effort every week. And we were a part of, or Grant used to do the sponsorship letters, and you send letters out to people that you think, they should sponsorship, and they give you nothing, and then others that you have just blown away by what they can give you. And Rezo come on board, didn't he, Grant? And he done a fantastic job. Got money from interstate and from people that
different money that we were trying to get.
We were trying to get the people that were coming into Elliston to take money away from Elliston, but it's our sponsorship board now looks really healthy, and it's flowing into the netball club. The netball club got on board, and they've also started doing the same thing, and they're getting dollars there. And it's hard work to put a team on the ground, let alone, you know, what they need to supply as well in way of bandage. You know, see how many guys are bandaged up out there. And that's a big cost to the club, you know, the bandage. And then you get the netball club just sort of dwindling up the hill into the change. Oh, can I have my ankle bandage and I can have this bandage, you know, so the spin off to that, you know, but it's your supporters coming through the gate every week as well, you know, on the home game.
Since, actually that was nothing that Coach Ian Wilmot did. He introduced, because before he got there, we never ever got sponsorship, you know, just
never had
race,
money.
you know, you just did raffles or whatever to raise money. He's from Adelaide or somewhere originally, and then came up to Woodner, and so he introduced the
players' auction.
The players' auction, because he'd never ever done that before.
Never ever knew what a players' auction was.
And people, you know, getting sponsorship, you know, you'd write a letter to companies and whatnot that service the town, and they would give money, and we'd never done that before. So it was easy money, free money. You know, you didn't have to do a raffle or anything. You know, you get $500 out of them, or wasn't that much in those days. It was only $100 or something, but. But now
you'd only ever done our own community thing, you know, you get in your work, you pick rocks, you pick stumps, you do all that sort of thing, and you go and collect bottles. You know, that was your labour thing to get money into your club, whereas this was like handed to you on a plate just about, you know, people sending you money into your club was
they built, even going back before that, they built the footy club or the sports centre by collecting stumps and bottles.
Yeah.
And I remember them going around collecting beer bottles, and that would have been in the 70s. And they took truckloads of beer bottles, not in crates or anything, just stacked nicely on a truck, and they'd have a wire crate on the edge. These bloody beer bottles going to Adelaide, and you could see them like through the truck. How they got it there, and that's how they got the money. That and a bit of cropping and whatnot.
Well, you were allowed to have a farmer's cropping land if you cleared the stumps. So we used to have busy bees, you know, and there was footy hill, there was footy park, there was footy something else, footy flat.
Yeah.
But you'd actually gone out there as a club and stump picked, and the women would be doing the barbecue while the men were out, and the kids, you know, driving around in trailers picking stumps. You know, never sold the stumps. I don't know why they never sold the stumps to in-town people, but, you know, they got piled up, and then they were able to crop that land. But the farmer that had the land was, you know, instigated it all.
We had footy park out at Mount Wedge, and then we had footy hill up on the hill.
Yeah, Pennas used to give us...
And then other people sort of gave bits of land. Yeah. They were really long days.
Some would do
Especially when I was on Footy Hill, because it was right opposite our place.
Some would put a paddock.
All our stuff went across there.
Wouldn't they? I said some would donate 100 acres or something like that of their own crop, and they'd do it all. But in the end, they found out it was better if you had everybody could work on the project, and that instead of
it was more community based
and everybody, and that got people working, you know. And town people who didn't have land or didn't have a tractor or anything, they used to donate the fertiliser and stuff like that, or pay for it, and seed and so on.
So it was, Sundays, you know, Saturday you played football, Sunday you went stump picking, and that's, and you know, probably a lot of people done it, but that was our way of getting a bit of money for the sports centre to be built, which then flowed on, then they became footy crops, and they're still footy cropping today off a farmer's land. You know, they've
donated
land, and it, you know, our club would not, well, definitely not survive without that base money and the farmers around that piece of land putting the crop in and spraying it, and then, you know, at the end of the year, and it's all big excitement, how much, you know, did they get off it? And
Here, well, a couple of years ago.
Well, as long as the price is good, it's not costing you anything, really.
Elliston there, they had 300 tonne. Oh, geez, you get bloody 300 tonne at, you know, $200 a tonne. So bloody lot of money comes in, and
Because you had car rallies and things like that, which were fun to have, you know, and that was your...
And we had lunches, you know, you do lunch at the footy, that was major dollars, but gee, there was a lot of effort, you know. Back in the day, you were allowed to go out dabbing, not catch your own garfish to sell over the counter. Now you're not allowed to do it, but you know, it was nights and nights and nights that your community, you know, 4 or 5 boats would go out dabbing all together, and there'd be, you know, it was good fun, but that was the easy part. Then the next day there was the filleting of the fish, and then, you know,
and then there was the cooking.
So, you know, a lot of that money started.
So what's that, sorry?
I was just talking about going dabbing. I said, it's not only going dabbing, that was the fun bit, it was the cleaning and then the cooking on the Saturday, fish sandwiches.
In the days when you could get, we used to get 30 and 40 dozen garfish and get them within an hour some nights. Got a good night.
Then you had to
just
clean.
dabbing that with a spotlight.
Filling.
And Hitchy and Lester and myself used to often be three that'd go out, and there was others went out too. But and anyway, and one night there we were dabbing like this, and bloody garfish everywhere. And of course you sort of forget where you are in the dark a bit. And next minute the chinny we had was bloody bump. And what the hell was that? Oh, we're on the beach. How deep a water we're in. Oh, Ginny's rocking like this. We're still, they just come around the light, the gar, isn't it?
That was the days.
But then afterwards we'd go and then take them home, throw a heap of ice on them. Instead of, for a start, we used to clean them, and oh geez, we'd be going till bloody midnight and everywhere, and everybody had to work the next day and things. So anyway, we just said, what up, we throw ice on them and we'll do them the next night and get another crew if they want to, and then who just go around a bit of a, Rally would be at the roadhouse all day and he'd see heaps of people and just tell them, anyway, do a bit of cleaning tonight, come around to that Wombi's
shed was.
Shed it was, and anyway, and
A few years we had.
And in a couple of hours, when you get about maybe 10 or 15 there, it
doesn't take all that long
but
You've got a good community around you.
Yeah.
But teams used to come to down, and still today they do the same. Oh, going down, and we're gonna have a feed of whiting. You have a feed of fish.
Have a fish sandwich.
Yeah. And they still do it. Yeah.
So it wasn't just catching them. It was, and so a lot of that money started the clubs and kept them going because like without that money, lunches being sold. And each little club has their own thing that they do. Like Elliston always have their fish sandwiches, which are known from everywhere. And you get to Streaky, or one of the other clubs have their Euroses. Another club has the best pasties. You hear the when they come back. Oh man, I can't wait to go up there because they have the best pasties, or the best hot dogs. There's always something that another club has. And one club only ever has their steaks and onion sandwiches. Well, they wait to go to that club because they do that, and no other club does it that you go to.
What's Elliston known?
Their fish sandwiches, you can't go there without having one.
Fish sandwiches are magnificent. And like the other thing is quite often you can go down there and have an inch of rain playing, and you just don't get that up inland like you do down at Elliston with the wind and the rain. So it's almost like playing in Melbourne sometimes, and quite different. And I think not the recent years, because it seems to have been reasonably dry, but I remember sometimes down there with the winds coming sideways and they've got such a home ground advantage, and they use that so well. That I think there's no club goes down there and expects to win, because you've got to earn your game down there, and they play their ground very well. They know where to play it when the wind's blowing and where to be kicking, and others have to learn that. So
I goal umpired a game down there, and I reckon we would have had 2 inches during the game. And my card was just drenched and unusable, so I called for another one. But in the meantime, while I was waiting for the card to come, I had to keep score in a leaf. I had a leaf off the ground, and I was poking holes in the leaf to record the score until I could get a new one that I could write on.
Elliston does get pretty wet.
Now and again, yeah.
Wet for this league, like, the rest of the league is all inland, so a bit dry, but no call this wet.
Well, you see, the rainfall here is, say, a 16-inch, and it's only 12 out there. So that's a little bit of a difference, yeah.
Of course, Hutch is from Portland, which is...
Yeah, I came from...
he plays in the sea, this bugger.
I came from like 35-inch rainfall to 15, 16 here.
Sam Hine just now into the ruck. Ball, and who's that? Is that Delay again? No, it's Brody Kenny.
Gone to Gonny Tree, smothered well.
Smother from Cody Boylan. Josh Mitchell's
gone back after him, tackles him well. He's come back, and Brody's at it again. Brady handballs in front of himself. He's put down. Ooh, into the dust.
Ooh, no one seems to be able to take easy possession here. It's pretty hot.
God, it's hot in there, and you know what? It's like a bloody load of concrete here, this ground. I reckon you could have chucked the swimming pool on it before the game.
We probably should have. It probably needs a clean out. I think swimming pool season's over, isn't it?
Yeah, well, footy's on. I'd like to see a bit of grey.
Probably a drop in the ocean though at the moment, Reeves. Is that damn dry?
That was considered wet.
Yeah, that's
Yeah. And down there you quite often got hailstones and, you know, running around in mud, you know, this deep. And when I first come here, you'd get a wet day. I used to have a ball. I used to get a heap of kicks because no one knew how to play the wet footy over here. And it'd just dribble through over the top. You know, I'd be at the back of the packs just picking up kicks here and there. Like.
And as a ground, as a club, I mean, you play Elliston there, but some of the closest finals we've had have been at Elliston Oval. We had a tie down there, which was West Coast Hawks and Western Districts, and you know, just some of the games that have been over the stretch at Elliston have been fantastic because it's a small oval. It's good to be able to watch. You know, you're close to the action all the time, and it just seems to host close games for some reason. You know, it's just one of those grounds where you normally expect to go and see a good game.
It is a good one in the finals too, if you're a goal umpire, because you're right there in front of the club, so there's no making mistakes.
Lots of advice.
Let you know.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah, they're probably not too well. Some of our older guys that were pretty vocal have sort of dropped off a little bit. A couple of them have died. But yeah, we had some pretty bad supporters that would give the umpires a roasting, and it cost the team, you know. Over the years, the team was the one that ones are out there playing, you know, because the umpires would just deliberately give a free away just because they could. They had the whistle, you know.
Got it in the neck and it's their one way.
Yeah.
Come on, Webby, you haven't kicked a point yet, mate. Here's your first point. Come on. Start it to the right.
Right to the right.
Start it to the right and keep it to the right.
You can only do so much, Chad.
You know, they've moved, compared to where the oval originally was, they moved the goalposts on the highway side, extended it by about 10 metres. Would have been probably, 10 or 15 years ago.
A fair while ago now, but it was 10 metres shorter than it is now. So
Same length as the SCG though, isn't it?
MCG. It's 165 long. You wouldn't think that, but it's skinny.
Got no pockets.
It's only 120 wide, so at the widest. So
it works in our favour when we have a home final because it's you've got to learn how to play in a small oval. Yeah.
Yeah, they don't. Yeah. They've always done pretty well here. One of the other sides, Western Districts, Minnepaputra, they played pretty well here as well. So they must like a small oval.
Yeah, I played a few finals there. We won a premiership there, but also we've had some other good close finals there. We narrowly got through at the local level here when we were talking about beating the former Streaky Bay at Wirla. Well, we only won the preliminary final by 1 point, and the Heartstopper down there at Elliston the week before.
I think it would have been the second semi down at Elliston, and because Wooden is such a big oval, and we were playing down there, and it was such a tiny oval, so I organised on the weekend before, or the training night before, we sort of cut the oval almost to half, 3/4, and everyone had to play this little scrambly game.
That's a good idea.
That's what I thought was going to be.
In '92 you're talking about.
Yeah, and I distinctly remember then because it's such a small oval, I said, right, the wing's going to start back on the half back flank. We've got to try and keep it open and get it in quick. So they're sort of things I remember when I first coached, that that was in my mind, we sort of had to, I thought we had to do.
Well, Elliston's a special ground.
Yeah, exactly. It was one of the tiniest grounds around, often windy, and it was often the scramby sort of play there. So I thought, well, we're going to have to play a sort of a bit of a trial game under a bit those conditions, and that's what I remember as a youngster organising that.
Always intrigued me actually driving past Elliston over and seeing how small it was in all that space, really.
Yeah.
35 metre lines, is that right?
Yeah, well, they're not real big there. Yeah. A lot of fellas have G'd themselves up a bit by having a shot from that line and thinking they'll kick the goal from 50, but it's only 35, 36.
But apparently you can kick a goal from the square there. Not
possibly, yeah. Quite a few of the Elliston fellas get their torps on and have a crack at it from the centre square.
You've got to learn how to play in a small oval, yeah.
Famously, Central Air kicked 9 goals 30 against Elliston when they actually went on to win the grand final in 2012, and Elliston kicked, I think it was 12 goals.
13, I believe.
13 was it? Okay.
2012, I believe you were there.
I did happen to be there. Yep.
Yeah, Chadley, super coach.
Hands off. Well chased by the young Elliston fella. Chad Fleming's got it and tackled well.
It was close, or?
I can tell you, I'd like to tell you about the entire year.
Do that.
What happened in 2012. Because we started off pretty well. We had a really strong start to the year. I think we lost 1 game in the first round, and then the next round we were a bit bumpy. Still probably top.
So 3 rounds.
So that's the first 2 rounds. In the last round we got smacked with injuries. Roscoe did his collarbone. He just got slapped with injuries, and we won 1 game in the last round.
Scraped through, really.
And that was against the bottom team by 6 points.
So you were really struggling.
So we were really struggling. So we limped into the finals. We had guys driving to Cleve to see witch doctors, we were calling them, but just trying to get guys up. Chiropractors, just trying to do all the works, and then we limped into the finals. For the first semi-final, we only just won by 5 points, and we were down, and they had a shot. We were up a lot in that game. We only just snuck through. They had a shot with 30 seconds to go. And
what oval, Chatty?
Yep, Poocher Oval against V Western Districts, and they only just, the kick didn't make the distance from 30 metres out. It was just like it's just yesterday.
Yeah.
Didn't make the distance because everyone was just that run off their legs. Then we went into the prelim final. We played Central Air here, and that was just a ridiculous day, and Central Air couldn't kick a goal.
They kicked 21 points or something?
They kicked 9 goals 30.
Yeah.
9 goals 30 points. They must have hit the post 15 times. 9 goals 30, and we kicked, ironically, 13-13.
In the modern era,
to
that
pinch
would be
the
called
game,
a choke.
to win the. So we won that game, and we're in the grand final, and no one thought that we're just making up the numbers. Bunch of scrubbers from Elliston, they're not going to do any good. And then we come out and we took it up to them. We played a very good half of footy. It was a howl and wind, so it was very tactical, and we had to play our way.
It just went. I remember watching it from the first bounce, and I think it was they got the first centre clearance and Jay did a smother. Yes. And just from that moment on, it seemed like everyone's minds just switched on, and just from then on there were like big moments where we'd make a big smother or like a saving tackle.
And before even getting to the grand final, we finished bottom.
So good.
So we've gone from bottom to top in that.
Yeah. What are you going to say, Ross?
Didn't Pete Baldock do his hamstring in the warm-up? We had 2 injuries.
In the warm-up, in the grand final, in the warm-up, we had one guy pop his calf.
And one guy do his hamstring.
And another guy do his hamstring. In our
Huge
warm-up.
expectations,
yeah. Reece Pryor and Pete Baldock, wasn't it?
Yep. And then there was another guy said to me, I must have been looking a bit stressed, and the guy said to me, "Doesn't matter, mate. I haven't lost the grand final.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Jed Hall.
realistically, I just thought we were going to get pumped. I thought we were going to get done, but I could not let any thought like that enter the boys' minds, you know. It was just, we're going to win this game. No one's expecting us to win. We're going to have a red-hot crack at it. All we're going to do is play our guts out and see what happens. And we did that. The first quarter, they kicked a heap of goals. It was like 6 goals. And then we had the win the next quarter. I think we kicked 4, so we're down by a little bit.
So was it blowing hard or not?
Yeah, it was.
It was blowing pretty hard.
We had the win in the third quarter, and we played really well, really well. And so I think we were up by, I can't even remember what we were up going into 3/4 time, but knowing that the Hawks, fit, strong runners,
we're going to come back.
And we just somehow were able to stop their surges going forward, and then it was like getting halfway through the quarter, and I'm thinking, everyone's just I'm just expecting that the Hawks are going to come back and kick a few goals. We're going to
kept going, didn't we? That heart.
It was just what you'd expect to happen, but then we got it down. They weren't scoring. We held them for half the quarter, and then we had a forward surge, and I remember Wally Hand, he just did this hack from mid-air off the ground, and it rolled through. So all of a sudden we're up.
It's that momentum, they're huge in a game.
And then we're able to hold that 3 or 4 goal lead right till the end, and then we ended up kicking another couple of goals towards the end of the quarter, and it was just one of those things where we didn't win a game, we won a game against the bottom in the last round, finished bottom the year before, didn't even look like winning a game. Only won 1 game in the last round against the bottom side by a goal. Only just limped into the prelim by 5 points. Won the prelim 13-13 to 9 goals 30.
Yeah.
And then the boys just played their guts out in the grand final. And
Hang on. Ex-captain. I'd like to Ex is so ex.
Just on behalf of the residents of this beautiful town that we live in, I'd like to welcome everyone to the flag raising ceremony. Inaugural flag raising ceremony that happens only on a very few occasions, and every member of this community, this very special community, should be very thankful that you are a part of this inaugural family, because this shit does not happen very often.
Doesn't. Trust me on that one.
And
Trust me.
I want to thank all the beautiful gentlemen that are here in arms here today, and thank you for this wonderful opportunity to be a part of this inaugural event. And I'll give you the hot tip. This is going to go down in fucking history.
Pretty just got the old selfie.
Now, grad boys, composure. I want this to go down in history as the best Roosters premiership ever. I'll give you the hot tip. The premierships before us, they're expected. This one was unexpected, and you boys should be very proud of yourselves. So let's go, Jake. Sorry, Skipper would like to say something. Skipper would like to say something.
I'll just drop it a bit. Wait a second.
I'll make it quick.
How you doing?
We're 212, ladies and gentlemen.
Chad, I listen to your fucking speech.
Bit of quiet, Bit of quiet. Chad probably taught Jay how to count.
Bit of respect, thank you.
The BFF.
I know half the side's older than me and you don't even look up to me.
No, not at all.
That's only because they're shorter than you.
If you weren't such a dickhead, mate. Sorry, mate, sorry.
I just like to say I'm proud as punch to be a part of this community, and most of all the Elliston Football Club.
Rooster. Brothers in arms. Right here.
All right, we need that.
Rooster! And if you want to join us, you'll find us at the bar. And if you want to join us, you'll find that we're alright. And then you'll be a member of the mighty red and white Rooster!
Yeah. Well, incidentally, like this is, I think, every 6-year rotation going up to Whirler since 2000. We were talking about here, Elliston have been in the grand final and they win most of the time up there. They've won 3 of those grand finals at Whirler, which is the longest journey. So
Okay, the scores. 5-6 the Hawks, 4-7 the Rooster in the premiership quarter.
Dylan Kelsey on the end of this one and can't quite mark, but gets the ball all west.
No, it was 2. Incorrect disposal. And the Rolls Royce has got it. It's been tupped off the mark. Play on. Comes to Adam Hurrell. He's got it.
But Adam Hurrell is going to take a bounce. He's going to run to 50.
Puts it up for the win. Comes back. And it's going to go. Oh!
How's that? That is unbelievable.
Hits the top of the post. You wouldn't see that any other time. The Rooster Army.
It's 10 metres in the air.
Yeah, that is literally on the top.
Look at that.
1 in a million. On the top.
I've never seen that before, you felt it?
Oh, I've seen it a few
But
times.
Feldy reckons he's seen it a couple of times.
Bullshit. Not like that. It's not possible.
I thought it was going through, yes, but I think everyone thought it was going through. And it just, yeah, did that. Can't believe it. Wouldn't, never could do it again.
Devastating probably at the time. Now,
Yeah.
as you've won, brilliant.
Yeah, it's a bit of entertainment, yeah.
I was on the back flank, like centre-half back line, and every single person around me, opposition, umpires, everyone said, as soon as it happens, everyone's like, you'll never see that again.
Third quarter was awesome.
When you're on the run and your team's going well, then it's pretty, you don't really get tired. You just keep running.
Trying to get the ball.
Oh, high tackle on Tommy Rum there. And he's thrown on. Jesus. He let him know about that, put him in the cricket pitch, didn't he? Tommy Rum, a crowd favourite here. He's done some great stuff.
Weighing up his options.
He's just put it up for Tonks. He'll probably overrun it. Kelsey from behind.
Dylan
comes to
trying to
ground.
make it.
Liam Newton goes in, puts it out to Carter. He's got it. No, he's chipped off. Comes back to the West Coast Hawks. It's a mongrel-looking kick, goes through it forward, but it's going to come off.
Darling ends up with it, but he's surrounded by Roosters.
Dispossessed. And it comes back to young Tommy Rum again. He's come into it in the third quarter.
Tommy Rum.
Yeah, he got moved onto the back flank, I think, at half time. A bit of a coaching move by Sleepy there, which is very different for him. He's played over 200 games in the forward line, so he changed it up. And you can just tell his poise coming off that back line was really important, I think.
Tommy Rumbelay's been a good club servant for a lot of years there.
He what, sorry?
He's been a good club servant for a lot of years, Tommy Rumbalay.
He's the sort of
outstanding player.
You know that he's going to do something at every time he touches the ball. Keeps the opposition on their toes.
Yeah. Throughout the whole game it was sort of sloppy footy, but you see in this passage of play there that where he just keeps his head and does the right thing.
I actually went loose in defence. They were playing, I think especially in the third quarter, they were playing one loose in our forward lines. So I pretty much, Sleepy came up to me and said, play wherever you want. So I played back lines and then every now and then I'd go in the forward lines for a bit, for a run, and then, yeah. And then last quarter I just stayed in the back lines, but yeah, third quarter I was just running around anywhere I wanted to. Steve, probably, he mainly picked up the big guy in the...
Burrow was on Cody Calwell.
Yeah, he moved over to him.
Dill, Williams, can't remember who he was on, maybe Cam Mont?
Yeah, maybe, yeah. They were swapping a fair bit into their forward lines as well, like their centremen were swapping a fair bit, so... we didn't really have a certain person on. It was probably only Ross and Burrell that were the ones that were standing someone, and everyone else just took whoever was there, whoever's closest pretty much, so...
And yeah, then, you know, to see them get so into it, you know, people like Tom wasn't coming back to play last year, his adamant he wasn't coming back to play. When he played the first game, saw the team that was on the ground, I suppose, and then Adam Harrell was a big part of him coming back to play. You know, come with me, we want you to come and play. Which was great. You know, we were really disappointed that Tom had decided he wasn't going to play last year, and you know, it was a 50 year, and us being involved in the clubs as much as what we were, you know, it was sort of thing that we really wanted him to come. I know Grant rang him up and said, you know, just think about it, you know, like don't have to come back every week, just come back to play and be there, you know, if not for you, but for us. Yep. So yeah, he played the whole year out, and then to make the grand final and win the grand final, it was just something I never dreamed would happen, you know, like in 2017. It didn't even figure of my imagination that would happen.
Well, even the first game, I thought, you know, because we're going to lose half these players, because a lot of them come back just for the first game, and then, you know, because this league is one of the first to start on our peninsula, so we get Lincoln people and Cummins people. They get it nowadays. You can get a clearance, and then you clear them out again, and so we thought, you know, we'll lose half these players. Well, we end up keeping a fair few of them. So,
Grant Rumbelow, Tom's dad, he's been around for the journey.
Craig Penner.
And he could play a bit, apparently.
And he's played a couple hundred games at least for the club, probably getting close to 300, and was there at the change, I think, when they first started to Lee Hunt.
What's Rally doing down there now? Is he still in the pub?
Yeah, run the pub, and the pub has not changed.
Yeah, that's good.
That is good.
Dispossessed, and it comes back to young Tommy Rum again. He's come into it in the third quarter. Got all the time in the world. That's another wobbly one, and over his shoulder, and he pays it. Young Adam Harrell, I reckon Adam Harrell will be getting coasted pretty well best on ground at the moment. He's had a whole lot of it. He's put that right up. He's put it up for the monkey. It's gone all the way. It's gone all the way. And the umpires paid it. And the Roosters have come out and kicked 4 unanswered goals in the third quarter. And I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it up here in the tower. This could be it.
Like I told it a good 10 minutes ago. The Hawks definitely need to get some momentum. Just hold the game up and get the game back on their terms.
We got Patch Carroll down there from Tally. I can hear him. He's our #1 supporter. Can you hear it around us?
I can hear it. Yes, they're starting to get very vocal.
Okay.
We are, of course, just next to the Elliston bench, so we won't hear.
It's a pretty big bench. It goes for 150 metres. So
that third quarter, we turned it around. Adam really lifted everybody up with a couple awesome goals. And
what was said in the change rooms?
Just we knew that we had the talent and had the guys out there that if we just played good hard footy, we had it in us. So
we done the same thing in second semi actually. The third quarter came out and just they were
about 7 goals up.
7 or 8 goals up at half time.
And got in front by a goal or so.
Yeah, and then the last quarter they just ran away with it because we just tried so hard to get back in the game that we were screwed. But
we'll go back to the second semi when we did kick 5, unanswered.
Yes, you got that run on there, yeah.
But anyway, here we go, Del Miller. Taps it back out. We got Liam Newton. He's well tackled too. He's dangerous, he gets on his own.
I remember going up to Liam the day after at the wind-up, and I had, just a little bit of a talk to him because he's my nephew. And I said, like it's been really, really nice for him that he's came back and played here because he went away to Adelaide, with family and left when he was a kid sort of thing, and he actually came back, and Liam's quite reserved. I'm surprised you got him to talk as much as what you did actually. And it was really nice to get to know him as an adult. Like if he never came back and played sport as a family, as a community, I don't think we would have got to know him. And so these guys that have left, and hopefully one day they'll come back again and play, later on. It's not only just about playing football, it's about them coming back to their hometown, it's about them being able to come back and see family, they might think it's only about playing football, but as a family and as a community, we enjoy seeing them too on Saturday night and after they finish the game and when they're mingling and talking to everyone. It's not just about the game that they've come home for us, it's about them coming home and we can all see them and get to talk to them, and get to know them. And especially in Liam's case, he was he was only a little fella, and you know, he was, well, even when he was a real little fella, we were in the roadhouse, and his mum and dad would drop him off at the roadhouse because he didn't want to go to football because it was too far away, you know. And now to see him as well dedicated as what he is to his sport, we sort of have a bit of a laugh about it because, you know, no way, didn't he go? Get dropped off.
Yeah, too far to go.
Funny little fella, but.
One of the most pleasing things about this grand final for me, you know, even as a person, is when I first came to Elliston, most of these young boys were in my class as a year 3 and year 4. You know, and they were these young kids coming through. You know, there was Roscoe, Delahaye, you know, all those lads, and you know, they were just there as these little kids, and I was able to, you know, give them a couple of years of my time, and then they're off to become these grown men.
Oh, he's the old bloody school teacher. Mark Greatbatcher's got the ball, he's held up, got her hands out. She's over the boundary. Chad Fleming, the old school teacher in reference. Ball's in.
Old school teacher?
Yeah, he used to be at Minerva.
Yeah, really? Okay.
He played for Minerva for a few years. Yeah. And then he went, well, he must have come over this side somewhere, and then he ended up back at Elliston the last, I don't know, half a dozen years or so. How long now?
Coached the A grade to their 2012 premiership, unexpectedly. Yeah.
So, that's 19 now, isn't it? 7. So he's probably been with Elliston for 10 years.
I think he was not a bad player when he was...
No, he was quite handy, yeah.
Yep.
He played, I think he played a bit of Mortlock Association. If he didn't, he was very close to it.
Go ahead and hold it. Okay.
Now, just come here. I'm going to leave you two boys off, okay, just because you're the youngest, okay? So you had a really good quarter. Be really appreciative of that quarter. You did really well, okay? And then you'll get a game of minis a bit later on, okay?
So we're not
playing? No, you're not going to play this quarter unless there's an injury, all right? Okay, I'm going to put the older boys out there. But you did well, you boys, okay? Well done.
So
well
does
done.
that mean we can go get our clothes on?
No, just hang around with the boys, have a kick, watch them. You'll be right. You'll be right to watch them. Okay. Okay. Well done. Well done. Good stuff there. All right. Good. Oi. I like your selfless play over here. Did the shepherd. All right. That's good. All right. Work rate. Work rate. I just want to come here. I'll just this one here where you slipped. That's unfortunate. Didn't look great. Okay. But this one here, when you wandered back here, then you ran back in that direction when the ball was coming out that other wing. Okay, there was no reason why big centre forwards, they demand the footy. They don't lead back on angles because that's looking for a cheap kick over the top, okay? What you need to do is you need to run towards that white Prado there. Big hard lead that way, okay? Big hard leads because they're going to kick it to you. You standing there one-on-one, you'll mark it. But to get those balls, you've got to make those really strong, demanding leads, okay? And you'll get it. You'll get the ball every time, right? Keep going. You're going well. Going well. Okay, boys, round the front. Listen up, please.
And when you're a teacher, they're like your own kids. You work hard for like their own. So you nurture these kids through, and then to see them, you know, to see Liam standing there as a confident young man, you know, to hear Roscoe talking to the boys, you're my boys, come on, let's do this. This is what we're going to do today. We're going to do this together. We're going into battle for the mates. It's, you know, it's a proud little moment as their teacher as well as their mates.
I just feel that the Roosters have lifted a bit. They feel
Yeah, they've come out aggressive, they've come out hard.
they know that it's all or nothing. There's no tomorrows, and they're 3 goals down, and they need to be going in.
They need a big last quarter. The ball's just bobbling around there in very congested traffic.
But here he comes back into traffic. Who we got?
Lamb.
That's Ross Basket.
Take that.
Sparky gets
right under it. Joey Burgon's got a chance here. He loves it down low like this.
Spins back inside.
He's got someone in the corridor. Looks like Adam. It's young Adam Hurrell. In good hands here, Feldy. It's in good hands. A slick player. He's played a bit of Norwood stuff over there, Port Adelaide.
Yeah, well, there's a bit of.
He's going right back. He's gone on the big long run here.
A bit of a Port Adelaide connection with both sides here. A few guys that have played a bit of footy.
Talent come out of both clubs. Don't worry about that. Adam comes in. Oh, off the boot. It looks good. The umpire doesn't move. The Rooster Army rise, and that's a very good goal. First one in.
And the Bomber Army.
That's the one we needed.
Music coming from the shed on the other
Oh,
side.
I think the whole peninsula wants the Rooster to win today, bar the streaky mob.
No, the Hawks. We're definitely Phil. It's our turn. We need this premiership.
Oh, you got more silverware in the cupboard than anyone, mate. The crown jewels. we need the cup down at Rooster Park, I think. Only comes around every so often for us.
Actually, on that bloke,
Joey, yeah, he was pretty special, wasn't he? He was a good pickup from us. Steve Paul went after him pretty hard. Played down in
Air United, I think.
Air United the season before.
You went and saw him obviously a few times.
Yeah, he's a pretty chase player.
Yeah, I reckon.
Yeah, he's played a fair bit of footy all over the country, SA. But yeah, I used to know him when he was a bit younger, and Ross, myself, and Jay had a bit of a discussion about him, and sort of threw the checkbook at him, and he's in pretty good form. I knew he was pretty fit because I caught up with him a couple of weeks before, but yeah, he was pretty hungry for a grand final. He's always wanted to play for Elliston.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, so
yeah, I think he wanted a bit of a change. He's good mates with Otis Carter, the other ruckman recruit, and yeah, he was
also had a great game.
Yeah, you can tell on grand final day they were well worth getting him to the club.
It's fallen short, and Otis Carter picks it up on the 50-metre line. What's he going to do here? I think he's going to go for it. No, he's picked up someone short, and that's his little mate Joey Burgoyne.
Joey Burgoyne.
There's a famous footy family, isn't it?
Yeah, they've certainly produced some good footballers, yes.
No, they were there week in, week out. Away games, to get to Wirral would probably be a blooming 4-hour journey from Port Lincoln, I think, but they were happy to do it, and brought a lot to the club.
We had a lot of trouble with Mallee Park trying to land Otis. A lot of stuff went down over Otis, but Otis he rose above it all, and he decided to sign the contract, and he's won a grand final out of it, so it's pretty good.
Even off field, the way Otis carries himself and the things he did with the Aboriginal project and marathon running and that. So they're not just good footballers, they are good people as well. Yeah, well, they are good people.
Yeah, there's that nice moment when you're singing the song at the end, just before, and he's obviously going and getting he's sort of organising things, let's get, I think he's saying get someone in or something like that.
Getting everybody in who was a part of it. It didn't matter if they played or not, but yeah, that's just the type of bloke Otis is, for sure.
Yeah. Big Otis, he gets it forward.
Winners are chasing it hard, he'll get there first.
Red jumpers everywhere though. Del Miller from behind, he drops it, comes in. It's a hot ball, well tackled again. And umpire says, give it to me, I'll ball it up.
Well, I didn't think that initial tackle was over the shoulder there. But
No, you can't pay that. Because,
I think the umpires were blindsided to it, in all fairness.
No, in all fairness, I think it was payback. Anyway, in we go, Gone Tree in there with a chance. He's got it, comes his way, he whacks it on his boot. It's gone, it's another Rooster goal. And the young Colt, the young Gone Tree, has kicked one inside 30, son of Butch. What's going on here?
He's down, he's sore. He's a sore boy.
Who's that?
Rossi Bascom.
What's happened here? Someone get... Dolling got him. He's yellow carded, is he? Yes, he's gone off. He's had a lot of warnings. Ross has been punched from behind by Mark Dolling. And he is getting booed off the park here. And you know what? That's not good to see in football. That is not good to see. He's getting booed off the ground here. Our captain's down on the ground here. He's been punched.
It's a gawny tree.
Yeah, he was an interesting one. He had a bit of an up and down year, but he's a youngster that really stepped up on grand final day. I thought the in and under stuff that he did was great.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, second semi he struggled a lot, and Sleepy actually told him after the game that he's got to step up his game, or else he's not going to get a game in the grand final. So,
and he played well in the prelim.
Prelim, he saved his spot really, and
snagged a goal as well. I think he's only 20. Yeah, only finished school a couple of years ago, and yeah.
Awesome. He was fantastic on the day.
Stevie Paul out of defence, puts it up to the wing, and the Benny lookalikes got it again on the chest. He swings around, he's going out wide over the other side. He's looking for Kai Higo.
Josh Mitchell put himself in front there.
He did too. Gutsy stuff. And Dell wraps him right
Wraps up
He's
Ricky
got rid
Silver.
of it. It comes out.
Matty Greatbatch.
He's got it. It comes out to Dell. One-handed pick-up.
Jeez, he's showing some talent already.
Oh, just a little bit low for young Liam.
Adam Jericho with the handball just a little bit wide there for Reece Boylan, but manages to gather up, looks out wide. Woodness should have a couple overlap here, but just can't quite find the player. But Cody Boylan good enough to pick that up to his cousin Isaac over the top now.
That was a 3 Boylan call, that one.
That was, yeah, and that was Billy Bice. But
Back to Goni Trees, pulled it up here on the wing. That's his first touch for the day. He's come over from uni for the weekend. And across to Matty Will, isn't it?
He was good with his hands too, in close, and yeah, he's actually developing well as a footballer. You know.
Dale Shippard again, holds them up. Hands over to Roscoe Bascom, chips it over here to Dell. He's on
Dell,
his own again.
and they've got a man up on him.
And there he goes to
Matty
Will.
Williams.
Looks like it's loose men everywhere here. Red jumpers, and it goes to Gone Tree. Beautiful delivery, wasn't
He's just about took themselves out.
There was 3 Maggies around him. That was
he did a great job.
Matty Will, and I'm looking behind playing. He's hobbling too. We don't need to lose him.
You know, he's never going to be quick, but he's quick of mind, and you know, like to be able to use his hands, and he's well skilled. You know, most of his kicks hit their targets, and you know, you see the goal there. You know, it's an opportunist goal. Which
Yeah,
good.
well, we won't preempt anything because Elliston are 8-8-56 and the Hawks are 6-6-42. Otis Carter. Oh yeah, you're right. Kelsey's gone forward, has he?
No, that's Kelsey.
Oh
in
no,
the ruck.
Kelsey. Yeah.
No, it's Kelsey in the ruck.
Okay, up they go. Kelsey gets it decisively. Oh, he's picked something out
Jake
here.
McAvoy's been held there. He's called. Yes, Jake McAvoy. Sticker's got the ball.
Another ticky one, I reckon. I hope this game doesn't get over umpired today. That's all I can say. Out she goes.
And Beansy's going to get on the end of this one.
Oh no, a beautiful fist from Lukey Pryor there.
Well done.
He's a hardened defender, Lukey Pryor.
And of course, just one last thing, it was noticeable in the last quarter that you had numbers around the ball.
Yeah, I think we were just hungry to try to get, everybody wanted it.
But look at the numbers around the ball here.
It was just a rolling maul, wasn't it?
Yeah, but just look at all the Elliston jumpers that swarm in here. Like this is the Hawks. This is their ball. They're going to have a shot at goal here. But no, look at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blokes.
Yeah, just wanted it more, I think, didn't we?
You did. You just wanted it. It's a cliche, but.
No, after the game, the streaky captains came in our rooms and said that.
Yeah, in that flag, that's the whole key thing, really. From the second half onwards, the Roosters just wanted it way more. Fitness and that. Streaky would probably still fit it, and we will, turned it around and run over them. It was just hard and wanted it more.
They were known for their fitness all year, plus they'd had the week's rest.
Had the week's rest and probably done a longer pre-season,
Because they really wanted
more
this.
often, didn't have to travel. Like 3 or 4 of their key players probably didn't have to travel for, a couple hours, 3 hours, 4 hours to get there. It was just all the Roosters definitely the team wanted it more after half time than Streaky did. Maybe Streaky thought they were in cruise control after being up at half time and just go, oh yeah, we'll just cruise along like we have the rest of the year. I don't know how many games they lost the year one against us. I reckon one tight one at Woodner. Yeah.
Dill Williams took Cameron Montgomery out of that game. I thought Cameron didn't. I don't think he kicked the goal. So Dill wandered into our club, I think 2 years ago, and yeah, he started off playing B grade, and then we were short, so he sort of slipped up into the A grade, and he wasn't the most skillful, but he had like one thing that you can't really teach, and that's heart and toughness. You know, if he wasn't going to kick, his man wasn't going to kick, and you can work with that. So over the years, he developed and turned into probably one of our strongest backliners. I know probably not the flashiest, but he would stand there, gun centre half forwards and gun full backs. Players that I would stand and they would kick goals on me, he would stand them and cut them out to pretty much zero.
My opinion about Dill Williams is I didn't think, halfway through the year, I didn't think he'd make the grand final side. From that, I think I even spoke to someone about it. From that point on, every game he proved himself to me that he was going to play that back pocket. And if you were a forward pocket,
he's a nightmare.
You would loathe to stand Dill Williams because he's fit, he's hard, he's tough. You're not going to get an easy kick on the outside. You know, so he's just so hard at it. And he's not going to let you out of it. He's very disciplined the way he plays.
Games when we were undermined,
you need consistency throughout your side.
He was full back.
Yeah, and
he was happy to drop back, to fall back and take.
He just had. He obviously he mustn't have grown up playing football.
Nah, he didn't. A little bit.
That team ethos really well. Really importantly.
Yeah.
Really good defender.
Yeah, they're scared of him back there.
Good on us.
They're very scared of him.
Good on us, Rooster.
21 seconds left of the third.
Oh yeah.
There he goes again. Yeah.
Tackle, just him tackling you and landing on you. Ooh, you rattle. You know he's not going to just give you an easy tackle.
Very critical of himself too. If he does something wrong, he knows it and he tries to correct it. So you can always work with that, you know.
Geez, I tell you what, it's quiet down here.
Mark Dolling's waiting to come back on, you'll see here. He can only be seconds away.
And Mr. Popular's coming back on. And it comes
back.
back.
Going to end up with this ball. What's he going to do? He handballs it forward to Holmesy. Holmesy kicks it down the line.
It's a screw. And Liam Newton, he just holds it up for the Roosters, the number 3. He's got Stevie Paul on in the middle and he'll run off.
No, he won't. Witters gets there to hold him up on the mark.
Comes out wide. Jay Bubba Williams from behind. He marks on his chest.
His last quarter of footy that day, you know, the guide's, he's come off a shoulder. He's come off a very bad ankle injury.
He broke his leg.
He put him, that's right, he's broke his leg and put tendons around where they shouldn't be.
Guys playing with injuries they just pull on the boot and you just think, oh, you shouldn't, you know, like Jay Williams should have never been playing that final. He still had issues with his shoulder, like going into February, March this year.
Yeah. He'd had a shoulder operation and then out of that he got golden staph, didn't he?
Yeah, but it was anything and everything, but it ended up being still a stitch in there or something, and it was, you know, so right up until, or even to almost Christmas, wasn't it? He was still, you know, still had another couple of operations, spent 6 weeks in Adelaide, and it was just...
That's through the middle of the footy year.
Yeah.
Look,
but you know,
he played the first game and that was about it.
You know, club legends, you know, you look at Tom Rumbelow and Jay Williams, who had a big part of winning this grand final this year in 2018, but in 2000 or the previous one that they won up there in 2012, they were 1 and 2 best on the ground, and we had 3 envelopes, and Tom got 3, 3 and 2 votes, and Jay got 2, 2 and 3 votes. So, you know, and yet they've been living through the tougher times too, as stalwarts. So, you know, you really sort of, for those blokes who have done it tough, you know, to see them have that success is fantastic.
You look at him and you think, oh, you know, you're doing it because you love it. You know, Jay there was no way he was going to miss that game. No way, no. And he hadn't played for some weeks beforehand.
But he took it upon himself to go into the middle in that last quarter and was pivotal, mopping up and his left foot, just hitting targets. It was pivotal that last quarter.
He swings onto that famous left foot. bangs it in. Who's got it? Comes down to Jordan Newton. He squeals onto his foot. Back to Tonks. Who's got? No, it's not Tonks. It was Smacko O'Connell. That was an opportunity gone missing. That was an opportunity gone missing.
He had some serious shoulder injury from his operation, and only came back in towards the end of the year, and really is a huge difference for Elliston. You know, he's sort of like, I guess, a leader of the club, and has had a big say in what's happened here about recruiting all these fellas, along with Steve Paul. Yeah, so it was really good that he was actually able to get back towards the end of the year and be involved on the field. And there's probably no one prouder than him to win that premiership. Or Jay.
And you know, each little notch that comes back into the team, you know, it's like this one's coming back, and they know that one's coming back, and every final would have the same story, I'm sure, but it's just lifts them that little bit more because they know they've got a gun to come back in, you know, and you think, oh yeah, well, we've got a secret weapon coming in. The rest of the clubs probably know that they've got them coming back in, but they think, well, we can hurt them, or, you know, we'll clean him up. But it's, you know, when you get major players like Jay, that's a, you know, like he's a EP footballer, he's played around, and he's, you know, it'll just lift the team.
Well, him and Ross.
Yeah, Ross was another one. You got injured.
First game.
Massive in, yeah.
In for Kai is our captain.
Rossi Baskin. Yeah, yep, first game since Mortlock.
First game since Mortlock.
Yeah, Mortlock game. He broke his ankle and, you know, just should have never played, but he wasn't going to miss out, you know.
Anyway. He's out there, he's trying to get into the right position.
Yep, he's directing traffic already.
Montgomery will end up with this kick in. Yep. Has to go back, forced to go back and hold it up.
Hopefully Sleepy's noticed where he is because he needs to pick.
And that ends up, goes to Derek Freeman. Derek will chip it out wide to Corey Cabot. He'll have to hold up.
What are we, 10 minutes in, you think?
Yeah, not quite. I'll be close to that now.
All right, 10 minutes in the last quarter. 8-9 Elliston, 7-7 the Hawks. Oh, he's chopped it up. And Tommy Rum's got a sniff. Non-preferred. Oh, there's blue jumpers everywhere there.
And that's Dylan Mont, gets back and takes a saving mark once again.
I can feel, I just got a feeling, even though the Dominic's back on, the Rooster might lift here because it didn't do us any favours at all having that loose man on. Comes to Stevie Paul. He's got him around the head. That was all over his head, but not sided. Comes out to Liam Newton. Tonks under this one. Tonks one hand. Comes to ground. Stickers. Is Streaky out, mungles it forward. And we got Dylan Williams, bad bounce. Comes to Liam Newton, Brody Kenny's got it. Goes in, he's tackled hard and taken the ground. Umpire says, give it to me. Oh, there's a skirmish here. Benny Hurrell
and Braden Holmes having a bit of go at each other.
Well, it's a grand final. It's a grand final.
Stevie Paul there as well.
Yeah, he played really well as well. Really well. Solid.
He's going to run luck knowing Liam Newton, and Kelsey will mop up. Out back to Scotty Mont under pressure. Flicks it out to Dowling. He'll flick it through. Joey McGuinness, he's got space to run now. What's he going to do with it? Turns around, just pumps it in.
It's going to be Ross Baskin.
Bainesy gets on the end of it.
Oh, no, he's dropped it. Ross gets it away. Goes out to Stevie Paul again. He's looking pretty relaxed, Stevie, but straight into the corridor. Liam Newton. They call him Rocky down there at Rooster Park. Puts it straight down.
Steve, he's right here, but yeah, Steve has really developed as a player, I feel. He's gone from being like a fringe A grader. Well, he's played, I think, did you play in 2000, in the losing one at Bidnippy?
Yeah, 09.
Yeah, 09. But I think from then on, probably the last 3 years, he's really changed his game, going from full forward to moving into the back lines. And I think that was probably the best thing that he's done. Really creates play a lot from the back line through the middle. Yeah.
And, you know, tight but ran off and created opportunities as well from the back line. So
Yeah. He's stepped up his game a lot in the last probably 2 or 3 years.
Matty Will handballs to Del Miller. A few famous names there in the Rooster game.
Sells the candy.
Short. Oh, he's missed his target.
Unusual.
Yeah, very missed his target. This opens the door for the
for Big Sam Hines. He also balks a couple.
He's missed the target too. It's gone into the monkey.
And he has another crack. Bit lucky there. And he goes long. Nobody there. Just Stevie Paul.
Stevie will mop up again.
He's done that before.
Yeah, no, he's good with the mop.
Yeah, one of the main players now.
It's been a good tussle, hasn't it, all day?
Picked up, and which way does it end up coming out?
It's not coming out. That one's all tied up. Anyway, it's back in the middle and it's all locked up again.
Another ball up. This is 3 in a row, 4 in a row.
Yeah, no, it's all tied up, and that's going your way because we got a loose man, as you know.
Yeah.
Carter and Kelsh at it again. What happened there?
The ball was knocked out as he went to get tackled. Out the back of his hands, he knocks it down, and then Jack Lovegrove's going to compete for this mark.
And Stevie Paul, once again.
Well, they played without fear, really, those defenders.
Yeah. I mean, you can't do it too much, you'll get blown apart, but they done it at the right times. You know, it wasn't too often where they were caught out, which is pretty, if you're a bit risky, you'll get caught out now and then. There was no real bad, you know, they've ran off and left a big hole behind them on the rebound, so.
There's Cam.
He's missed it. Over out to Adam Hale. He screws it back into the corridor. Tom Rum under it.
Tyson Mont gets his fist in.
Brushes the tackle. Goes on to his non-preferred. Handballs out to Smack O'Connell.
He'll get met by
here. He's wrapped up and
brings him down. Tyson Mont will get the ball. He'll give it to Jake McAvoy running past inside. Jake just pumps it back to centre half forward.
And Stevie Paul mops up again. He's been good at this all year. We run off. And we got Ross Baskin.
In the first quarter, probably in the second quarter, you only laps, but yeah, just the rebound, going back out and the run and the carry and the movement and just everything, worked.
Yeah, it was all set up from the back lines. There was a lot of run.
That's why those goals were so entertaining, because they were starting from the back lines and floating.
Yeah, I know, and let's hope the Roosters can.
Aiden Whipper's going to run hard with this ball. He's going to tap it out in front of Joe.
Stevie Paul comes hard out. He's tackled the Rudog. In he comes.
Corey Cabot.
Oh, Joey Burgoyne snuck us that out. That's a bit of a throw. He didn't see it. Stevie Paul goes in.
Good tackle by Braden.
Geez, it's tough in there, isn't it? This is a big 5 minutes of footy coming up here. It's a big 5 minutes. You got the Indigenous fellas all in there. We got Burgoynes, the Carters, and the Millers. Up she goes.
Dylan Kelsh, the Carter wins it though.
Comes out. Oh, Liam Newton, strong as ever. Across to Rossi Baskin, chips it in, one-on-one here. Andrew Mack, he gets it out. Bubba Williams puts it in. It's going to go deep. It comes down. Tonks has got it. It's all wrapped up. It's physical. Can't pick it. Red one. It goes down. Everyone's it. Oh, it comes out to Streaky. Huge play. Brody Kenny, punch from behind. Comes in. Adam Hurrell. No, it's Carter. It's smothered.
Dragged him down the tackle.
And he's paid that.
Kirkmont. And he's hurt himself doing it.
Everyone hates the Hawks.
Yeah, can say that.
Seems to be a special rivalry though between Elliston and Streaky.
Yeah, it's built up over the years. A few close games.
Played in a few grand finals against each other, and
yeah,
a lot of fishermen, a lot of surfers. You seem to know each other pretty well.
Yeah, a lot of close games. Like when we've had a good team, anyways. There's been a lot of blowouts too, but
probably all three of us would have spent probably 98% of our junior career getting beaten by 20 goals by him. So I've only beaten him twice. Once was in 2009 in the Colts grand final, and the other was last year in the grand final. So it's 2 wins over my whole footy career at Elliston's. You can sort of see why most people from our team don't like him anyway. Steve went to school there, and I dare say he would have had a few dust-ups with the Streaky boys. And that would have been pretty good to pour the salt in their wound in the last year, so yeah.
I dare say they're still sore from those dust-ups too.
What's the time?
5 minutes. 5 minutes left.
To go.
5.5 to go.
5.5 minutes left in the 2018 grand final. 8-11 plays 7-7. It's going to go down to the wire here. Brody Kenny, it's on here. It's gone. Oh, what a bounce.
Bounce so awkwardly. It went straight up in the air.
Every day of the week, and it spun on the apex and went backwards.
Yeah, that's the old oval ball can do that.
That is.
No one's going to get it on the end. He's dropped the mark.
He's dropped the mark.
That's unusual for him.
It is. The Rolls Royce dropped the mark. It comes out. Jeez, you wouldn't have read about that bounce. Anyway,
and Braden Holmes end up with the ball.
Comes out here, man on man. Can Benny Hurrell? Oh, loose man, don't tell me. Don't tell me.
Joey McGinnis going to run in and kick another goal. And it's back to 4 points. Back to a 5-point ball game.
5-point game. How the game can change when the Rooster was about to
good game.
That is. What were you thinking at that point?
I remember when he kicked that goal and he looked back at his teammates. It was the first time I'd seen for a while a little bit of belief in their side. And it was a little bit disheartening, but I knew the next the next centre clearance is pretty crucial.
How the game can change when the Rooster was about to seal it.
Yep, one
the
bounce
ball
the other
bounced,
way.
and there you go.
Yep, bounce. It's turned on the bounce of a ball on there.
Well, that's footy.
That is, it's footy.
So we've got a real game on a grand final on our hands here. We've been told by the timekeepers just a little under 5 minutes to go.
Yes.
8 goals, 12, Elliston 60. The Hawks 8-7, 55. Can the underdogs hang on to the lead?
Can the Hawks finish strongly? They're going to back themselves to be the fitter side here. Can they run it over top?
It'll be emotional if the Rooster gets up here. It comes out to Liam Newton, down to half forward. Monkey! The monkey! The excitement machine. He puts it up to his mate Tonks. And Tonks has grabbed one. He had to get one.
TK is stoked.
What's that?
TK is stoked.
What can you tell me about TK?
Oh, TK, he's heart and soul of the footy club. He's a character, and look at him, he's running water there. He's a trainer, so that just goes to show you his dedication and.
Yeah, he's
one of a kind.
Definitely one of a kind.
Loves the club, loves the boys. Do anything for the club.
He's fitted in like very well. He's been coming over he lived over in Old Dinga, so he's been coming over for ever since the Priors really moved to Elliston. So he was always coming over through footy season, and even when he was just coming over for visits, he'd always be straight in to be the runner. He'd be always in the team, like helping out straight away. And then once he moved to Elliston, he was straight into it and helping out wherever he could. So
coached the Colts to a few years into a grand final, did really well. So
yeah, he splits his time between drinking beers and giving robs, but he's always there week in, week out, same as Terry and Steve. Getting us boys on the field.
And he's come good, the big fella. He's come good, and look, the Rooster army have risen down here.
First time all day Sparky hasn't managed to get that fist
Yeah,
over
well,
top of him.
that's a law of averages, mate. It's got to go in, and Tonks has got great hands. And he can kick a goal too. This will bring the house down if he gets this. He's
Tough
just
angle from here with
it
his
is.
crease.
He puts it up. It looks good off the
Oh.
boot. The umpire doesn't move. And there's the answer, ladies and gentlemen. There's the answer. The music's playing. Oh my God, that was a good quarter. That was a great goal from Tonks. He's been well held all day, but as good players do in grand finals, they come up when they're needed, and that was a great kick.
That was a big grab. That was a big grab.
And the way he kicked
from
that,
was it Tommy Rumbler on the half-forward flank here?
was too, but I'll tell you what, he kicked that from inside the boundary, and he's a fisherman, so he read the wind well, and a surfer, and he let that nor'wester just curve it through.
I think it's more of a sou'wester to wester there.
Oh, it depends what beer you're drinking, Feldy. I think you're on the full strength,
Mark
mate.
Nolan gets it to Cam Mont, can't take it with him.
Del Miller's got it well taken.
He's wrapped up with tackle.
And Streaky appealing for a hole in the ball here. I think they're a bit worried. It's Carter and Kelsh again.
Two big men once again.
Up they go. Carter gets it.
Ends up with Mark
It does too, but he's held. Goes to young Burgoyne. He's got it out here. He's out the excitement machine. It comes out to Biscuit Bascom. Biscuit Bascom. He's got him too. Biscuit gets away.
Obviously a good character, Biscuit.
Yeah, I'm happy for him that he played. I think he was only on for about the last 5 minutes, but no, he definitely deserved it. He travels down from Streaky Bay to Elliston for trainings most weeks, and so.
Yeah, he missed a lot of the year with his ankle. He had a serious, I think it was broken ankle, and just came back in. And he's been outstanding for the last few years. Bicky Bascom, Matthew, normally backline player, but. you know, just to make that final side is huge for him because and deservedly so because you know the last few years when Elliston have done it tough, he's been one of their better players.
The guys that travelled from Streaky, you know, 2 guys have been travelling from Streaky for football, Dylan Williams and Matty Bascom. You know, the effort they've put in to come down to trainings, like Thursday night training, then back for a game of football. It's a, you know, Roo country, that time of the night, driving, fantastic effort, you know, week in, week out. They barely missed a training for the couple of years.
Yeah, they did.
They done a fantastic job to get here every...
Yeah, they were coming to train and people in town were sitting on their bums at home.
But 3 or 4 people have turned up to training and those 2 would make 6, you know, like, and they've driven 130 k's to get here and then have to turn around and go back to work the next day. It's, you know, that's just, well, Matty B actually, some stupid reason, booked a trip overseas the first year and missed out on the final. Didn't know, you know, didn't think they were going to make the final, but missed out on the final. And then this year, done the same thing and had to, like, cut his week short or whatever it was to get back. You know, you wouldn't think you'd do that twice, but he did.
And yeah, I was stoked for him.
That's a big commitment.
Yeah. Well, when he does it, it's a big commitment. Yeah.
And he's surrounded by the faithful there. Everyone's urging him on. We've got Adam Hull ready to come back on. That's good news for the Rooster.
Ends up with Cameron.
It does. He's well tackled.
Kick out, but
Here comes Liam Newton. He's going to be hard at it. Oh, he's hit high too. He's hit high. And young Burgoyne puts it forward. Who we got? Gorney Tree. Tackle.
Yeah, Braden Holmes ends up with it. Taps it forward
Stevie Paul.
Lovegrove direction, ends up. Oh,
and Tommy Rum.
with him. Zach gets it on the boot.
Man on man here. Dylan Williams, big Paul. Young Williams, he's got it. He's tackled, goes to ground. It's a big game on here. Loose man if he gets out. Golding's gone forward. Roosters are out. He's got Gauntree alone out here on the wing. He goes for the Shepherd instead. It lets young Liam Newton in on the left foot. Doesn't matter what foot, he'll kick him either way. Tonks has got another one, has he?
Oh, he comes to ground. Hainsey, I think,
didn't pay the over the shoulder. Oh, and the umpire's gone. What's happened here?
He's paid a downfield free kick.
I didn't see that.
Must have been a late hit on Shannon Haynes there. Late hit. So
I just hope the umpires don't come into this game in the last 3 minutes.
Zach Lovegrove. So he's got the ball just forward to centre.
Oh, he's put in the man on the mark. And now he's done it. He's put a hospital ball kick. The young fella was a bit nervous.
Yes.
Grand finals will do that, mate. They'll do that, mate. The Roosters runners out there telling him just to slow down, settle it down. Young Jungles Newton, he's got 2 boys playing out there today. He's running for us today.
Oh yeah.
Was he the runner?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, we were going to get Guy Hutchinson to do the running for us, but because he was played for another club, there was a bit of a, we didn't know that if we would get in trouble for it. So, of the morning of the grand final, Dad got called into it, which I think he was more than happy to do. So, yeah.
You were happy to do it?
Yeah. Keen.
Excited people below me here as the Roosters go forward again. Tonks comes out to meet it. It's going to bounce over to Carter. What? The umpy's blowing the whistle? He's given him another one to Streaky.
One to Tyson Montgomery.
Oh, I didn't see that one. Anyway, out she goes.
Out to Hainsey. Hainsey will have a run here. He'll take the game on. He's got to. He's got no option. Puts it down the line.
Loose man back though. Dylan Williams. Dylan Williams is cool in the situation. Who's got it? Liam Newton. Has he got it? Yeah, he's got it.
He goes straight to Otis.
Otis Carter, and he'll hold things up, I reckon. He'll hold proceeders up. He'll milk the clock. The Roosters can smell another grand final win here at Wirrala. I can smell it too. There's a minute left. Gorney Tree's got it. He's milking time. And in the back, if not the mark. And that's Jordan Newton, the runner out there, his dad. He's telling everyone to slow it down. We're under a minute here at the hangar. I tell you what, they're going to go wild.
Kicks to the contest, kicks long to the contest.
Comes out the back, Roosters on, Joey Burgoyne, no.
No, it's going to get held up.
It's held out too.
No, it's not, it keeps bobbling.
Great way, he did this several times, Joey. How it was just inside the boundary, but it's not quite, and he's just, momentum is really important, of course.
Yeah.
Does too, into Dolling. Goes over his head, into Geordie Newton, bombs it forward with a big screwy. Tonks has got this one. Tonks has got this one.
Yeah, second touch. I don't even think he kicked the goal.
That's it, boys. It's in the bag. And there you have it. There you have it.
Didn't even bother to
put the footy under his Guernsey and kept it.
Is that what he did?
Yeah. His last ever game.
Yeah, really? Beautiful.
Yep.
Right, now have you got hair for tonight? I'm going to go get some. Gee, busy.
Yeah, no, all good, Tom, it's a good idea. Where have you been, Lincoln? Or well? Oh, yeah, right, yeah.
Some recruiting.
Right.
We've got a couple more last.
Do you want a carrot on that?
Mate, right,
Yep.
no, that's a good idea.
So that
Cheers, Tom.
packet is probably enough. That was all our packet, was it, Butch? We done
That's that packet, mate. That's that packet. Why did you do that bit while you had hold it?
Oh, no, I had your germs on.
Is Tom's not playing?
Tom's smart. Last 3 quarters. He's got to go to work.
Oh, does
So he goes down and he said, I've got to leave by 4:46. He got down in a minute. He's had the Canary Island.
I think that's what he done on other time too.
Stevie Paul's playing 1 quarter, then he's got to go fishing. He's going to the last minute as well.
1 quarter.
He's going to play 1 quarter, and he's going to go home. He's going to go play as much as he can before he has to leave the last minute to go and get organised.
That's the big
Kettle.
Oh, here we go! Come on! Good, drilled it out.
Quick!
Get up, Rooster! Go back. Again, yeah, straight down.
Which is what it's all about, really. Although, of course, as Chad said back in 2012, they don't come along very often, premierships. So certainly they should be enjoyed, as you good people do. And as Kim said during the making of this film, there's nothing better than winning as an underdog, which is why the beers always taste better at Elliston than they do at Streaky Bay.
Yeah!
And it's a
I couldn't believe it when, looking back, seeing all these people run onto the field. It was crazy. I didn't even think there was that many people that lived in Elliston.
How many people do live in Elliston?
I think there would be only 400, I would say.
So there you go, great grand final. Elliston, Midwest Premiers in 2018. And the Wirral boys are playing AC/DC, as you'd expect.
Fairy tale ending, isn't it?
You can use it. Once that final siren had gone on that particular day, everyone from our little club run out onto and you would have seen the footage.
This team being game being at Wirral, we'd had the day off on the, like the prelim final, the second semi, the one that played at Woodner anyway. We thought, no, we're going to shut the place down and go, because we knew we weren't going to be able to get to Wirral because it's just, an hour and a half, hour and 3/4 drive away. Just can't do it. So we went to the game at Woodner, left at 3/4 time to come home, and didn't know whether they were going to make the final or not. And so, grand final game, we got our daughter up there, Monica, and she's, texting us, messaging us, and it gets to the end of the game and we hear nothing. We know we're 4 points up, and we hear nothing. We're thinking, have we won? I'm trying to ring it. No, can't get through. And it was like when somebody was here, and I start yelling, I'm tears, and I'm thinking, oh my God, we won. It's just unbelievable.
But that raw emotion from everyone in our town, that raw emotion, you can't buy that, you can't bottle it. Like that's just
the whole town.
That's just the whole town, and everyone just hugging everyone, and it didn't matter if you were a supporter, a player, or whoever.
But it's when he says that they could have come back, we were thinking the same thing here, sitting here, waiting for every message, you know, reading it and yelling and yahooing that we're still in front, we're still in front. So it was just as exciting as what, and we had a couple of groups of people, you know, like two couples in the bar, and they were getting excited with us and they didn't have any idea, but they knew it was a grand final and it was our 50 year.
Get on!
What about the celebrations after?
Yeah, they went long and hard. But yeah, like I said, we were pretty tired, so probably didn't celebrate as hard as what we normally would, but yeah.
What time did you get home? Or did you party there that night, or did you jump on the bus?
We went back to Elliston and we had a bit of a show on at the club, and yeah, partied long into the night.
Fantastic. All right, well, thanks very much.
No worries.
You're a legend. Fantastic. That's about it.
That's good.
Thanks very much.
No worries.
You've been great. Good on you.
Yeah, cheers.
Yeah, anything else about the history that you do know about? Or?
Club legends or what?
Yeah, club legends. Names I should be talking to.
The umpire said he was pushed in the back. Male to take the kick now, brings it into the centre half forward position. Tuna and Kenny, but Kenny is too strong. Kenny definitely too strong for Tuna there. Oh, then kicks it out wide. Nigel Kelly takes the ball, it plays on. He's attacked hard, but gets rid of the ball quickly. Oh, Tom there, good mark. Yes, umpires paid the mark. Elliston growing in stature as the game goes on. No, you can't do that, lad.
He thought about the handball when he was over the mark. He definitely did.
And looks for the short one and finds Kim Newton. Kim Newton now, 55 yards out. Looking for John Newton. Kicks the ball in that direction. Newton flies, misses. The ball goes over the back. He recovers again, Newton. He's got some good recovery, this Newton. On to Hazel Ray. Oh, he's gone and should be penalised for holding the ball, and is.
So he's got a lot of background on that. Laurie Kenny, actually, he's a club legend. Supporter, his sons all played. Paul, Mark and Andrew.
Peter Gum, the captain, gets it off quickly now with the left foot kick up towards half forward. They have the numbers. They're fighting one another here. Andrew Kenny comes out with it. Goes a little short chip kick. He'll be looking up here for Tom Phelps. Phelps, brilliant pickup. Inboard handball, and Elliston are off and running, and they look good when they do this. Draws the man. Handball over the top was terrible. Tomney forced to just slap it further afield. Trying to take on the man in front of him there was Olsen.
Oh, it's on.
And it is on. There's just two of them at the moment, but I'm sure one or two others are going to come in and say
the Wirral player's got a free kick for too high.
My uncle Andrew played a lot of the A grade in the backlines. I think he won I don't know if he won a premiership or not, but and my other uncle Mark Kenny, he played a lot of A grade games. I'm not sure how many games he ended up getting, but yeah, he was.
I think he's had a couple hundred. I think even more. Is it 300?
Yeah, 300 games in A grade.
Wilbur was playing when I started playing.
And he's just continued on playing just to fill in and give numbers, does all the team manager sort of stuff and all the background organising, and pretty well definitely the biggest club man with Elliston Roosters have.
Real good league man too, Wilbur. Real good league man. Like he was delegate for the club and always good level thinker when it comes to dealing with league politics and making sure that Elliston is heard and goes well.
Probably he is definitely the biggest legend at the club.
Does a lot of the work with the sort of fundraising side too. Does a lot of the footy crop sort of thing. So yeah, he does all the stuff that no one sees and gets recognition for really. So well deserved to have his name on this tape.
Actually, not forgetting the most important person at the club, Carol Cooper, the lady who washes the jumpers. How long have you been washing the jumpers at Elliston?
Oh, probably. Well, my husband died in 2000. I was doing it before that.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Yeah.
Not sure.
So, how did you get started on doing it?
Well, my daughter was doing it for a start.
Yeah.
And then she went down to Port Lincoln.
Yeah.
And then my mum always liked washing, and I like washing, and my daughter Tracy, she likes washing. So usually what I do is they drop them off at my place, like tonight, and I'll help here down at the pub, and then I'll go home and do the washing then. And if there's a lot more, well, I'll finish them off in the morning. Yeah. So it doesn't take that long because the washing machine does all the work really. And it's funny, I got a washing machine a new washing machine back in 2010 because I got the one that I've got in 2000 and I thought, oh well, it's going to break down. So I got this new one that's still in the garage, still waiting for the other one to break down, the original one. So it's done well. Yeah.
And you've done well.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much.
No worries.
Appreciate it. That's great. Now I'll come round and grab that microphone off you.
Oh, big play this next 5 minutes, mate, because Woodner are ahead. Second time for the day. Now the Roosters need to regroup here. They can through Dal Miller. Goes onto his wrong foot, chips it through to young Liam Atkins, the chemist. He needs to pick someone out here because this is. He's got Benny Harrell on. He's going to sit and prop, I think.
Well done in the front there from Reece Boylan.
Yeah, he put himself in the hole.
Jericho saw it over the line.
Big 5 minutes here, Shorty.
Maggies need to get back and...
There's a lot of red rooster down there. And she comes. Under the ball. There's no one else to ruck.
Dupree misses. Gets it down to Boylan. Dupree again. Oh, he's over
high. Young Dale. Who took that? The chemist. Andrew McLeod took him a bit high.
Who's that? Jericho. Jericho goes long. He's chipped it right across the other pocket, and Mitchell's away.
Now they're away. There's Maggie. Maggie's got the legs.
Seaman's got plenty of opportunity. Something's happened bad in the background there. I think
on play.
Trowbridge is absolutely poleaxed
him, and they're going to see him everywhere.
Yeah, they're not happy.
No.
We better get our focus back on the game as Ricky Seal picks it up out of the middle and goes long. And who's his bias in the square? But a big fist from the back line. Who's that?
Oh, he's gone.
Boylan.
He's gone every day of the week. Now, there's a bit of controversy there because Trowbridge put down one.
He certainly did.
Put him late.
There was a downfield free, but nothing else.
Oh, well, no one saw it.
No one saw it.
Anyway, where are the
We'll have to get on the replay a bit later and find out what happened.
Yeah, Roy Rogers will be all over that. Anyway, Stevie's got some work
Match
to do.
Match review panel will have to have a little sitting a bit later on, I would have thought. Looked high from this angle.
No, he dropped to his legs. Oh, professional free. He dropped.
Oh, I thought it was high. Both players get up pretty sore.
Cody Boylan, well dropped, mate. It was a good.
we agree to disagree.
Anyway, important part of the day. Cody looks a bit proppy too.
He does. I think he's a bit sore out of that contest. Dom Denton hadn't got out of it totally scot-free either.
Big fella's done all right.
Big blokes don't get any smaller as the day goes on, do they, Rizzo? I should know.
All day.
A little bit challenged on the other end.
Big play here.
Hines just goes straight to the middle. Front and centre. Ricky Seal. He's got it on the left. I think he's going to make it home, and he goals it. That's not bad with a little spin from the Rickster.
Woodner, they've got a real sniff. 10 goals, 6, plays 8, 9, and those legs are coming into play.
Crowd's starting to get a little bit excited here. There's
about time home. Crowd 2 goals
exactly.
up.
You think they would have been right in getting the Maggie's chant going on before now.
See what happens when you lose up here, mate.
God. I think unfortunately we haven't had a great time over it the last couple of years. Only one win and
if you get over the line.
and a tie, and it's been a long time between drinks. So I think the boys will be.
They should be going off.
They should be going off. I think there's that reserved anticipation, if you know what I mean.
What could go wrong?
Yeah.
Well, nothing's going wrong at the moment because your legs are easily better than ours at the moment.
Woody United now 9 points
I
up.
did notice at three-quarter time. Shep's picked one out to
one
Elliston
out.
here. It's going to go to Dale Shippard. He handballs it off. We need a goal there, Matty Will. Matty Will bounces. He's seen someone short, and it's Trewbridge.
But Jericho did a great job.
He did,
with
and
the spoil.
Trewbridge goes back, tackles hard.
Matty Williams,
But
a
he's
great
gone down
tackle
hard.
from...
God, it's hard in there, and Shep says give it to me. It's getting physical.
Ball it up now.
Right?
Shep
I thought
has blown the whistle twice. I don't know what was going on there. There was definitely something happening in that contest.
Yeah, I think Matty was put down a bit hard, wasn't he?
I don't know, I reckon Trewbridge might have had something to say. I think they were into him over that previous contest.
I can see that the little ranger gene coming out there. He's getting a bit angry, old Matty. Anyway, up she goes, Shep.
She goes, Isaac Borland again with the truck.
Into space, good tap.
But it's Shippard.
Shippard's got it.
It's over the line.
And he had 3 black jumpers bearing down and he went for the line. Big play here.
Roosters need this play, don't they?
They do. No one in the ruck for us. It's black everywhere. Got young Kai Higgins at the top.
Appleby underneath again. He's got it again.
Oh, Jesus, he's gone in hard, hasn't he? Trewbridge.
That was hard.
Oh, he's an angry man at the moment.
The young fella did a good job then to stand
Was
up.
that Appleby?
That's Appleby underneath that.
Jesus, they've thrown everything at him.
He's been good. He's done a good job. If he's gone on to Delahaye in the last quarter, he's done a really good job.
A few bruises on him, I think, after today.
He knows he's played a game today anyway.
Look, but he just bounces up every time.
He does. He's a tough little nut, isn't he? Another ball up now from
games are won in the next 5 minutes, so let's see what
Borland. Oh, I guess the big knock, but...
Monkey Meyer, he kicked it in, and some of the Roosters in front.
With the United defence, Jericho and Jericho. Boylan back there. That handball's not so great.
Glad you've got Ian back. He's been handy back there all day, hasn't he?
Here he is again. Oh, and he bounces off a couple.
Poleaxe, Appleby again, in space. He's just got skills.
He's Seaman over to Adam Jericho. Found some space. He's got plenty of pace.
Stream to the other end. Look at them. Black jumpers. They got the legs.
To Jared Tomney, the old fella of the team. He's going to have to kick it in a hurry, and he does.
This is a big play, Rhodey Kenny.
Oh, Bias, he'll run away with this. No, he doesn't. Brody does a great job of wrapping him up.
Jet Kenny, his younger
brother.
brother.
Scott Allen's in trouble. Oh, Kenny, was it? Sorry.
Yeah, young Jet, younger brother to Brody. Did well.
Bias underneath.
Oh, in there again, and the Roosters held him up. I thought you were out there.
He looked like he was going to get away, didn't he?
The paddock. You've had a paddock all day down there. Oh, I see a few starting to get around the wood and the mob down there. Beers are flowing. They're starting to feel it.
Here comes Stevie Paul. He has had a great game too, hasn't he?
Yeah, the ever reliable. He runs right off. Now he's got a lot of space.
Playing a lot of emotion today, Stevie.
He would be. Yep.
Great kick. Casanova now.
Yeah,
long way out.
We've got young Hutcho one-on-one in the square here, and we'll see how he can go. He's got 2. Oh, Jesus, he's taken out.
Taken down.
Bucky, throw it in, says Shep. Didn't see a kick there.
No, didn't see a kick there. No.
In she goes. Who's going to scrum? We need a little bit of Dal magic down there. That's what we need. Where is he? Oh, he's in the middle.
Oh, it's still alive. I thought that was out. Isaac off the left. Goes to the space.
Young Kai Higgins.
Bounces back inside. Mitchell. Who's that Kai Higgins? Just got
he can goal. He can goal, this kid.
He's on the run and he's
going to get shepherded off. And it is. It's through the middle.
It's a goal.
Kai Higgins put it through from out. Hang on.
Umpires. A free kick.
Where?
Shepherding kick. Shepherding free.
Oh, my God. Oh, wow. Jeez, that's rough in the context of the game.
Unless he was hanging on that we couldn't see, Reeves. Could be the only thing.
Oh.
Replay will tell us later.
Hang on. We got the tribunal ringing.
Tribunal ringing already. They didn't take long to get onto that one.
Oh, Jesus. Shep.
Kick's going to be out. Off the hands.
They would have put us ahead, that one. Hey? It's going to be controversial. That was only just a stock standard, like Shepherd, I thought.
It's only a 3-point game here.
Yeah, I know, but that's why that was
Seal.
a huge...
Oh, good mark. He's going to have to get rid of it. He's in trouble. Allen looks for someone. Back to Seal. Seal goes long. Looking for Heinges. Heinges having a wrestle. Not much in it. They're all grabbing
Brody
each other
Kenny,
there.
fantastic.
Brody Kenny and Heinges. Heinges comes away with it. Still being hung on to.
Oh!
Gets rid of it. Gets the kick away.
You've got to go in, young fella, because
Dupree gets it over.
Oh, they're out here. They're out here.
They're going to have to run. No, he's probably gone the wrong option. Probably needed to go Mitchell.
They're out there.
But it comes out wide now. And who's that?
Baskin.
Oh, that is a great mark.
Skills. And plays on to his mate Matty.
Jericho.
And Jericho runs off.
Goes deep. Not a lot of options there, but Bias gets across in front, makes sure the ball come down.
Brody Kenny. Brody Kenny again. He's had a great game. He's got Guy on his own. He could go all the way here.
Jeez, this is going to be...
This will put him ahead if he can get it. So he's got to make the most of it. He goes right in. Trowbridge. Yes!
There must have been some change to the score here, Reeves, though.
What's that?
Well, it was only 3 points before. I look up and it's now, what's that, 8 points?
Geez, you really want to win, don't you?
I don't know.
You've changed the scoreboard.
I don't know what's going on.
Anyway, Trowbridge has got it. He's 25 out.
I'll bring it back to a couple of points now, but I think he's slipped it away.
Jesus, he's put it out to the left. That's going to hurt.
Yeah, very lucky.
Big Butcher's locking it in.
Seaman runs out of the full-back.
That's bad defence. 3 minutes left. 3 minutes left, I've been told.
Mitchell tries to hold it up. 3 minutes.
Yeah, so...
Get the stop clock on that, Rezo.
Wouldn't it?
They don't want to... The game's not over, no. They don't want to hold it up too long.
Which will be great for you up here.
Oh, wow. It'll be magnificent. It'll be a huge night if we can get up. Still 3 minutes to go yet, and we've still got to use the ball better than that. But Roscoe tries to play on, and he does. With strength, gets away. Look at a chance in Delahaye. He's sort of been a bit quiet for a while.
Yeah, I think he's just done so much today that he had to have a flat spell.
Good players like that, you can't just leave them alone for the whole game. They'll still come back, won't they?
No, there's 3 minutes left though. Gonnie's got it.
Wide to Gonnie. Gonnie Tree looks up. He's got a short man short.
No, that's not the manoeuvre. 2 on 1. Hospital
Maggies. Oh, Cody Borland with a magnificent spin. Ricky Seal's going to have to get rid of it quick.
Oh, they're away now.
And Jackson can't get a handle on it, but misses the handball and butters up with the tackles. Wow, dives for the footy. It's going underneath. It's hot in there. I don't know who's going to come out with that. Nobody, I don't think. But here comes Marcus Gobin. Tries to break away.
He was tripped. No, he was tripped.
I think he's tripped himself.
Oh, he's down.
He's
done his hammy.
He's done his knee. That's why he went down. He's done something.
Oh, I think he's done his hammy or his knee.
Leg, ankle, dunno.
Jeez, we're down to
Obviously, I'm no doctor. I've got no bloody idea.
We've got no cattle left now.
They're falling like flies. I think he must have just went over himself. Traps the ankle rolled a little bit.
Anyway, Dell's got it.
Can't keep a good man down. Jericho looks like Sealman looks like he's been held onto. Out comes.
Wouldn't defend beautifully, they've got a sniff here.
Oh, Mitchell goes high.
Oh, Roscoe Baskin chips in. Play on, says the buzz.
Players are starting to tire, aren't they?
They are. Matty Will's got it. He's ripped his head off. So he's chipped out. He's got the chemist, young Liam.
The young chemist.
So the Roosters down to a minute. So
wide. Who's this Trowbridge?
And Trowbridge has got it again.
Missed one from a slightly easier angle from here.
So it's 10-6 to 8-11. So even
this
if
will
he
put
goals,
a point in it.
There'll be a point in it. And we're looking at it. It's not.
Oh, he's missed
back.
again.
It's coming back. It's a goal to the Rooster.
Down to a point, isn't it?
It's down to a point.
With about, a minute and a half to go?
We don't know if that scoreboard's true either.
We don't know.
So it's controversy here at Maggie Park. It'll all get back to that decision where Kai Higgins kicked that ball from outside 50 and the shepherd in the goal square was penalised.
Oh, yeah, we'll have to look at the replay on that, whether there was a shepherd or a little stretch of the jumper maybe.
It's not going to bring the 4 points back.
The middle now. Jeez, she's tight now. It's
anyway, it's right down to it.
We're assuming the scoreboard is correct.
Runners are gone out. Everyone knows there's only
runners
a minute
everywhere. Minute to go. 6-6-6. Are they checking the 6-6-6 rule here?
6 plays 6-3. 9-11 Elliston.
Buckham throws it up, Borland in the ruck.
Who's going to get it out of the middle?
And Isaac Borland tries to get a little toe poke on it with
Gonnie Tree's gone in. Picked up by the Dell. Comes to Wanger. Hutchison puts it in.
The two Silkies.
Trowbridge. Comes down to Matty Will. Wouldn't that be a... He's giving him the kick. Matty Williams has got the kick with a minute to go. He's put it out. He's got it to Denton.
Dom Denton kicks from about 20 out.
20 out.
Angle. This will be the seal.
I tell you what, for Elliston Footy Club, if he puts this through with the emotion that's gone on today with losing our two best,
emotional. Yeah,
it'd be great to take the points.
Well, just needed to get it out of the middle there.
Anyway, and let's just see how it goes because this is a huge kick.
If he misses, we're up all tied up.
He hasn't moved. That's a goal. The Roosters are back. The Roosters are back.
Didn't I say before about the way this 6-6-6 rule went?
I tell you what, for this footy club, that's huge because
massive.
we were done and gone then. We were 11 points down and looked like we were No
Look
beds.
out, there was guys falling down, cramping.
Cramping. No one on the bench.
But those two silky blokes who have been there all day,
They've
Hutchinson
got a
and
couple
Miller.
of red armbands on there today they'd be playing for too.
Absolutely. Delahaye and Hutchinson out of the middle there before.
Tell you, those
was
two have
sensational.
lifted big time. And they're back in there again. So we got Dell.
What have we got, 30 seconds?
Oh, only. Yep.
There's not much left now.
Huge play here. Let's go.
Huge play.
Got to come out of the middle. Dell's got him. Comes down.
It's high.
High tackle.
Appleby. Must here to find a target here. Got to find a target.
Oh, into the man on the mark. That could be a match winner. Young Shippard.
Oh, that's a free kick.
Poleaxed him. Jesus.
Gee, the old Cardinal Singh kicking the man on the mark.
That was a shocker. Young Dale Shippard, and he's come up and he's played on. What an effort.
Isaac Borling flowed across half.
Anyway, right down the last minute. I mean,
they need it. They need an overlap this side. Someone's going to
Remy North, is
sides.
it?
Remy North.
He's got it.
Remy North. He's looking for someone.
It's Gonny Tree goes in. Comes to Marcus Govan. He's come back.
Still got some run in his legs, hasn't he? How far are they called?
Oh, the Shep pulled him up.
And he did run too far.
Yeah, oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh, blows time. There's not much left. We got some clean possession here. We're just Wood United struggling.
God,
with
we're
that clean
away then.
possession.
He only had to one bounce. You've quieted down a bit, Shorty. You're all set. You're excited.
I was excited before, and I'm.
The tower was shaking.
The heart's pumping now.
Anyway,
I can
there's
tell
black
you.
everywhere out here. We've got
The heart is pumping.
Remy's got it. It must be down to the last minute. It's into the man of the mark.
Another one.
Yep. And he spotted him. His ball.
Oh, he's gone.
High tackle. Oh my God. Oh.
Well, even the parochial. Oh, and it's a 50.
What?
It's a 50.
Who said that? Oh, he's pointed to the runner.
It's the runner, and he's told him to get
Runner
off.
has told him to get off, and he's given away 50. This could change the whole game.
And yellow card. Oh, there's going to be a shot after the siren. A shot after the siren.
With a yellow card.
A shot after the siren to win the game.
Oh, that's unbelievable. Jordan.
After the game. Reece Borland lines up. If he kicks the goal, Wood United win. And he has to kick the goal. Disappointing that such a great game had to end this way.
That's really harsh.
It's harsh. There must have been something said. Shep reacted straight away.
This is a tense game.
It is. Absolutely.
He set it out. Yes!
And it's
the
all over.
Roosters have brought
Roosters
home the
win.
bacon, Shorty. What a day. What a game.
Well done. That's all
What
I can
a game.
say. What a game. Great game.
From the start with the black and red lining up, man. You know,
Absolutely.
the big.
Wasn't that a
minute
really
silence.
emotional tribute
Two
to
good clubs, you know, a lot of respect for each other.
Absolutely.
We lost two of our stalwarts.
And that before the game was just a really emotional way to start the day, and
Just
showed
a fantastic,
magnificent remnant of respect for those two people.
And the boys really dug it in for him that last 5 minutes.
Well,
But it would have
I
been a
thought
shame to see
Elliston-
that game finish, you know, like that.
with a
you know.
controversial decision. But I.
Oh, mate, you could. Butch goes up and shakes the hand there. Great
Tommy
game
Seal.
of footy, yeah.
That last 5 minutes, I honestly thought Elliston were gone, but somehow
Yeah.
they
They dug
Paul,
deep.
that run across the other side, that really showed
I think
the
it was
emotion.
Hutchison, Miller and
and
Stevie Paul.
Unbelievable. They were very, very good. For Woodney United, you couldn't go past Lance Appleby. What a game he had.
Yeah, he was just fantastic. Jericho held up all
Jericho,
day,
cross half back. Sam Hines when he went into the ruck. Cody Borland, also extremely emotional day for him too, and he stood
Big-
up pretty
big
well
day.
for Woodney United.
But, you know, like...
Ricky Seal had a really good last half. Probably didn't feature much in the first half, but played really well in the last half.
Last quarter, he was
He
like
held
a
up well, didn't he?
terrier.
He was.
You know. Got pretty physical.
Look at these
there.
players here. Look at the emotion still between them all. A
tapping
lot of
each
hugs
other.
and footy was the winner. Rezo?
Yeah, no, great day of country footy. Thanks, Shorty.
Thank you, mate.
Yep.
Well done.
Beauty.
Great game.
Thanks, Roy.
What a game.
Yeah, great game.
Another one.
Last quarter was a bloody ripper.
Oh, was it ever?